It's time for Angels Spring Training Baseball this afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels get ready to take on the San Francisco Giants. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Jose, the Giants, the defending World Series champions, are here today to take on the Halos. The Angels will have one regular in the starting lineup today, and that's Mike Trout.
Not just any regular. It is Mike Trout, Terry. We saw him play a couple of days ago, and he showed immediately why he is the most exciting player in the game today because of all the things he can do with the speed. In the outfield, he got on board a couple of times, and he scored 2 runs for the Angels. And once again, this is all new for him because last spring training he was limited due to some health issues for Mike.
Well, starting pitching is always a key for any team. The Angels certainly had a lot of success as far as that was concerned last season. Jose, the numbers last year were pretty good.
Pretty good because it starts from the top, and, you know, you lay the foundation with the guys on the mound, what philosophy to follow. They keep it pretty simple, and certainly you know that at any given moment there's enough depth. And we saw that last season, too, for guys to come up, step in, and do a good job for you. And certainly it starts with the guys leading the staff.
Well, speaking of starting pitching and pitching in general, Angels pitching coach Mike Butcher is alongside. And, Mike, let's talk a little bit about the Angels rotation. You certainly have a lot of new faces there this year.
Yeah, we got some new guys this year. We got Joe Blanton, Vargas, Tommy Hansen in the starting rotation. We added Madsen in the bullpen, along with Sean Burnett. So we're looking pretty good right now. We got to get those latter 2 guys back on the field. But the starting rotation, they've been throwing some really good pens right now. They're going to start working into games here starting March 1st. And they're looking good so far.
How long does it take you to find out exactly in spring training what these guys like a Blanton, a Hansen, and Vargas need to get done here in camp?
Well, so far, you know, it's just right now it's just kind of getting acclimated with their bullpens, their schedules, and kind of getting their routines down. And when they start getting into games, I'll feel them out a little bit more. But just been kind of keying in on mostly the mechanical side of it and seeing what works for them, the terminology that's going to work back and forth between both of us. Myself and the pitchers, you know, get that good communication down, and the rest is just going out there and being the professionals that they are. They go out there, they compete very well. They get a lot of innings every year. They give you a chance to win, so I like everything that they're bringing to the table.
Mike, you mentioned the starting pitchers in your rotation are going to start to fold in on Friday. Jared Weaver will face the Dodgers on Friday. How eager are these guys to get out there on the mound against some live competition?
I think they're chomping at the bit right now. You know, they've thrown quite a few bullpens. They're working into their stuff, and you know, they're really anxious to get back out there and start competing.
Mike, how about your new look bullpen? Pieces are gone, pieces are coming in. It seems like it's going to be a pretty well-rounded group. In general, how do you feel about the whole unit?
I feel really good about it. I think, you know, they're really coming together early on in spring. There's a lot of good camaraderie going on. You know, Mike brings that in as every meeting, and these guys really get along. But they're working good together, and it's I think we're going to be a lot better going into this season than we have been in the past. Jerry's created some great depth in the organization, and it's showing up right now.
Mike, when you start folding in the regular starting pitchers into the Cactus League games, what can we expect? Maybe 2 innings, at least the first time out?
Yeah, the first time out, generally speaking, it's going to be about 2 innings. You know, try to keep their pitch counts down and gradually just work into their stuff.
Today, the Angels are going to send Nick Mirande to the mound. Tell us a little bit about him. He was outstanding when he came up last season.
Yeah, I think the Angels fans got a little taste of Nick last year. Did a great job out of our bullpen. He's going to go out there, get a couple innings in today. He's already pitched 1 inning early on. Just, you know, working into, you know, finding his breakable and his changeup and just kind of, you know, dialing his stuff in there. But Nick is a great competitor, has tremendous makeup, and did a great job for us last year in a short period of time.
Mike, we'll have a chance to visit with you after the game, so we look forward to that, and we'll have a chance to maybe find out how the Angel pitchers fared today.
All right, thanks, Terry. Thanks, Jose.
All right, it's the Angels in action taking on the San Francisco Giants here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. We'll have the action, the lineups, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
are back at beautiful Tempe Diablo Stadium. So glad you can join us here on the Angels Baseball Network and on Fox Sports West. Well, the Angels looking for that first win facing the world champion San Francisco Giants. A cool afternoon here in Tempe in the Valley of the Sun. Lineups are being exchanged. And for manager Bruce Bochy, the world champion, he is presenting pretty much a slew of regulars there with Angel Pagan leading off. Pagan, the speedster, is playing center field. Batting second, postseason hero amongst many of them. Marcos Scudero playing second base. The Panda Pablo Sandoval is playing third base. Hunter Pence is in right field. Great addition. And when he came over in a trade from the Phillies, Pence is in right field. Batting fifth is youngster Connor Gillespie in left field. Joaquin Arias, great compliment to his infield and provides some depth. Arias is playing shortstop today, the veteran infielder. Brett Hill out of Cal State Fullerton is batting seventh, playing first base. Hector Sanchez, usually a catcher, is a designated hitter. They're trying to get him some at-bats. Sanchez is batting eighth for Bochy and batting ninth. A good catch and throw player in Jackson Williams, who is behind the plate. On the mound for the Giants, Ryan Vogelsong. For the Angels, and how about this name up top for Mike Scioscia and his Angels? Mike Trout leading off. He is in center field playing his second game here of the spring. Luis Rodriguez trying to make the ball club as a backup infielder. Rodriguez, veteran infielder, is playing second base. Batting third is Cole Calhoun, versatile. Calhoun is in right field batting third. Bill Hall having a very good spring. Hall is really driving the ball. He's playing third base, batting fourth. Hank Conger has a home run for the Angels already. Had 5 RBIs on Monday. Conger is behind the plate. Andrew Romine is at shortstop, solid with a glove. Pretty good player overall. Romine is short batting sixth. Luis Jimenez, RBI man, is playing designated hitter batting seventh. Efren Navarro, great glove at first base, is batting eighth for the Angels, left-handed hitter. And the Australian Trent Olchin is in left field. He is batting ninth. Nick Miranda getting ready. Terry, hopefully we'll see some good stuff from Miranda, who was pretty much more dominant against righties than against lefties last year.
All right, Jose, Miranda will be working for the second time this spring. Had a little bit of bad luck the first time we saw him a few days ago as he worked out of the bullpen. The umpires today, John Sapphire will be calling balls and strikes. We'll have Dana DeMuth at first base, Kerwin Danley, the second base umpire, and Joel Haspatka will be the umpire at third. The dimensions here in Tempe, it's 340 down the left field side, 420 to dead center. Down in the right field corner, 359, and the power alleys go 400 feet. Angels around the infield look like this. Efren Navarro plays first base. Luis Rodriguez, the second baseman. Bill Hall, the veteran, at third, with Andrew Romine at short. And in the outfield, the left fielder is Trent Olchin. The center fielder is Mike Trout. Right fielder Cole Calhoun. Hank Conger behind the plate will do the catching for the Angels. And Luis Jimenez will be the designated hitter. Nick Miranda on the hill, 23-year-old left-hander. Got into 12 games in relief for the Angels last year. No wins, no losses. 1.50 ERA. 12 strikeouts as far as Miranda last season in brief action for the Angels. He was also 6-4 last year in the minors between stops in rookie ball A and double A. We're ready for baseball. Angel Pagan, the center fielder, a switch hitter, leads it off. First pitch, he takes on the outside corner. It's a called strike, and we're underway. The count 0-1. 61 degrees at game time here in Tempe. And Miranda's next pitch, that one missed outside. Count even, it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Immediately from up here in the booth, you can hear the glove popping behind the plate as Miranda throws that heavy fastball.
And here's the next delivery. That's lifted in the air into left field, circling under, battling the sun a little bit, but waiting on it and putting it away is Trent Olchin. Pagan is retired. That's the first out. And Marcos Scudero will be the next batter.
And sometimes it takes a little bit of time for hitters to get used to somebody throwing something, moving a lot on some good late action, as Miranda did not allow Pagan to get extended on that swing.
Miranda will throw a fastball, sinker. He has a good slider and a changeup. We saw him top out around 95 miles per hour last season wearing an Angel uniform. Here's his pitch, and that one is a called strike on the veteran Marcos Scudero, who's now 37 years old.
And what a year he had last season. Spent time at the beginning of last year with Colorado. Finished up with the Giants, postseason hero for them. And the pitch, that one is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Scored a 362 for the Giants with a 385 on-base percentage. And many actually criticized the acquisition, saying, this is all you're going to get? Well, guess what? You got yourself a hero.
Yep. Hit over 320 in the postseason last year. He takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
He knows how to play the game. He understands his roles. He's been in every role you can ask for. And certainly he has found a home. And also, Terry, he capitalized on the free agent market this offseason.
Here's the 1-2. And that's a ball lined into left field for a base hit. So Scudero is aboard. He has a 1-out single. And Pablo Sandoval will be the next batter. Scudero's off to a good start so far in the Cactus League. He's had 3 hits in 5 times up. So here's Sandoval, who was another big postseason hero for the Giants, as he hit 364 in the postseason with 6 home runs. He hit 283 overall last year for the Giants. He had only 12 home runs for them during the regular season. He had some injury issues, and then hit 6 home runs in the playoffs.
And 3 in 1 game in the World Series. And not against your average starter. He did those against Justin Verlander of the Tigers.
Yep. 0-1 to count on him. And here's the pitch. Sandoval takes that one high. He's a switch hitter. And so he bats against the lefty Mirande from the right side. Sandoval, an all-star last year. Mirande is ready. The count 1-1. Here's the pitch. He misses outside with that one. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You know, in order to become a world champion, there's so many stories develop. You know, the story of Sandoval, who, when they won the championship a couple of years back, was not even part of the regular lineup. And Barry Zito. We got 2 guys that perhaps were out of the picture 2 years ago and became heroes for you 2 years later.
Yep.
That speaks to the Giants and the way Brian Sabian and Bruce Bochy and the whole scouting personnel just deals with players, and the acquisitions they make are not only based on those names, but on guys that are good fits, and staying with those guys that have been loyal to you.
Mirande behind 3-1 on Sandoval. It takes outside. He walks him ball 4. So the Giants have something brewing here with 1 out. Couple runners on base. And Hunter Pence will be the next batter. Pence, another player that the Giants acquired during last season. And he became a clubhouse leader after he came over from Philadelphia.
It became routine to see Hunter Pence get his group together before a game and do a little football rah-rah going.
Right. Here's the pitch on Pence. That one is in there for a called strike.
And he's a throwback. You got to love Hunter Pence and the way he approaches the game. You look at the pants. You look at the way the socks are. You see the batting gloves. I mean, everything. It's just fun to watch. There's no style, but some good results.
Here's the next one on Pence, and that's right in there for a called strike. So Mirande has jumped in front. It's 0-2. Pence ended up driving in 104 runs last year, and he drove in 45 runs after the Giants got him. 45 RBIs for him in 59 games with the Giants. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and that one didn't miss by much.
Good job there by Mirande, and also by Hank Conger receiving that pitch. Again, the life is there, and also you can see how aggressive he has been down in the zone so far.
We'll see if Mirande can get Pence. He will strike out. He struck out almost 150 times last year. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he got a piece of that one, fouling it back behind the plate. Cole Gillespie is waiting on deck. He signed a minor league contract with the Giants. He has a shot to maybe make a spot as a reserve outfielder for them, breaking camp. He's in the mix for a reserve outfield position, and there's one that's outside on Hunter Pence. 2-2 the count.
You can tell at this point it seems like the ball strike ratio is not exactly where Miranda would like to have it, and what's noticeable is the mechanics and repeating them and staying on top of the rubber has been a consistent issue from what I can see from here.
2-2 delivery, and that one missed low. So Miranda was way in front on Pence, and now the count runs full. 1 out, 2 on. Just underway, top of the first, no score here in Tempe. The 3-2 payoff pitch, and that one is missed. Throw down to third, sails into left field. Getting up is Scudero. He will break for the plate and score. So that throw by Conger was not a good one. He'll be charged with an error. The Angels were hoping the inning might end there on a strike him out, throw him out, double play, but Conger's throw really sailed, and the Giants get a run on that strikeout.
Costly for Conger was the pitch was low, and it seems like he had his feet in one position and his hands in another, but it was a double clutch situation where he did not get the grip, and that was quite obvious as to where that ball ended up at. And the throwing continues to be the one issue that Mike Socha keeps answering questions about in the mornings about Hank Conger.
So the Giants will get a double steal on that one, and then also the error enabling the lead runner to come in to score, Scudero. And here's Gillespie at the plate taking the first pitch for ball 1. So 1-0 San Francisco. Gillespie hit .308 last year in AAA with 13 home runs. Here's the pitch, and he checks on that one. That pitch is in there for a called strike. Gillespie has played here in Arizona in the past. He was with the Diamondbacks part of the 2010 and 2011 seasons. He takes that one low. Nice block by Conger. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cole Gillespie, a former third-round pick of the Milwaukee Brewers back in 2006. He's played 50 games in the big leagues, over 770 games in the minors. The 2-1, that's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Miranda behind another batter.
And that was pitch number 22 from the lefty Miranda. It should be limited to around 30 to 35 here today.
He's set. A look at second. 3-1 on Gillespie. A swing and a miss. So it's a full count.
There's one pitch I give a lot of credit to Hank Conger in calling. 3-1 hitters count. Make sure he goes a different look, gets different grip, and Conger does a good job forcing a nice breaking ball down on the ground and convincing Miranda to throw that pitch.
Here's the 3-2. Grounded on the left side, right at the shortstop. Romine eats it up, throws the first to Navarro, and the inning is over. But in the inning, they do get an unearned run. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left. Half inning in the books from Tempe. Giants 1, Angels coming to bat on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Angels Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and our producer-engineer Darren Chan with you for Wednesday afternoon baseball here in the Valley. Great to have you with us on the Angels Baseball Network, Fox Sports West, also the MLB Network. And here's Mike Trout to get ready to lead things off. Trout facing Ryan Vogelsong, who has been an all-star for the Giants. That took place in the 2011 season. He'll represent Team USA in the upcoming World Baseball Classic. Here's the first pitch, and that one misses high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Trout.
It's fun to see number 27 with that uniform once again, and that smile ever present for Mike Trout.
Trout's first game action here at Tempe Diablo this spring. We saw him in the Angels lineup a couple days ago in Peoria, and he fouls that one off on the right side, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trout in that game against the Mariners, and that was on Monday. He was up 3 times, scored 2 runs, had a single and a walk. He also popped out in that game. Right-hander against right-hander. Vogelsong, 35 years old, and here's his next pitch. That one misses low. 2-1 to count.
Vogelsong, one of those guys, easy to describe. He just knows how to pitch, and it didn't come easy for him as he had to travail in so many different directions around the world to finally get to the spot where he is a consistent and steady big league starter. Just knows how to place the baseball.
Here's the next delivery. He misses high with that one. And it's 3-1 on Trout. You're right about Vogelsong, Jose. He paid his dues.
Boy.
He pitched 3 years in Japan. He bounced all over the place. A lot of time in the minors. You mentioned he was an Angel farmhand. That was back in 2010. The next year he was a big league all-star. There's a liner for Trout into right field off of Vogelsong on a 3-1 pitch, and Mike is aboard with a leadoff single.
Well, this is what we saw so often last year, and Mike Trout just covering the plate. This is a swing that you see more halfway through a season after you have a lot of at-bats and just covering the outer half and getting a good cut fastball, waiting on the ball and hitting it deep near your body to drive it the other way.
So Luis Rodriguez will be the batter. He's had 7 at-bats with a couple of hits so far this spring for the Angels. Non-roster player trying to win a reserve infield spot, utility spot. He thought about bunting that one and takes it for a strike.
We saw Trout play on Monday against the Mariners over in Peoria. The one thing we saw steadily as he got on base was just trying to gauge how far at this point in spring training he wants to get off first base. Did not attempt any steals. You got to pace your legs and get a great idea as to where they're at before you start forcing the issue.
The catcher is Jackson Williams for the Giants. He was in AAA last year. Trout not moving, and the pitch, that one is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Trout, that Angel base runner at first base, 49 stolen bases last year. Sandoval, the third baseman, is in a few feet on the infield grass, middle part of the infield double play depth. Vogelsong ready. There goes Trout, and the pitch is fouled off by the plate. So Trout was on the move, but he'll have to come back to first base.
Luis Rodriguez, veteran infielder. Trout had a pretty decent jump, hit run play in. With Rodriguez, Mike Such is looking for a guy that can handle the bat, but mainly handle the role of backing up, and the role that, of course, Meiser Esteuras filled admirably for years. Is one where the Angels are going to find out exactly how valuable Esteuras was for those many years, but some candidates are kind of coming to the surface, putting up a good spot here this early in spring training.
And Rodriguez is familiar with that type of role at the major league level. He's had it for several teams. There he swings and misses a 1-2 pitch, and Vogelsong gets him on strikes, 1 away. Cole Calhoun will be the next batter.
Vogelsong does different things with that fastball, but mainly he can run it back out over the plate against the lefties. He can cut it, and of course he has the ability to change speeds.
Vogelsong also features a good changeup. So here's Calhoun. Angels batting bottom of the first inning, trailing by a run, 1-0, and the pitch. That one is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Vogelsong last season in 31 starts for the Giants had 22 quality starts. And he had a stretch last season of 16 consecutive quality starts.
And that was right up there with top pitchers they have, including a guy named Matt Cain.
There's a pitch that misses outside.
Not forgetting, we talk about the Giants and their World Series run. We talked about Zito and the great story of Scudero, Sandoval. Let's not forget about the Freak, who was superb out of that bullpen for San Francisco.
Yep. Lincecum's ERA in 6 games last year in the postseason for the Giants was 2.55, and overall last year in the regular season was over 5. There's a ball chopped to second, could be 2. Flip to second, relay to first. It is a double play. Calhoun hit it right at Scudero, and they wasted little time on that inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. No runs in the inning. The Angels had a hit, no errors, nobody left. After 1, it's 1-0 Giants on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Nick Mirande ready to work in inning number 2 here in Tempe. Angels trail the Giants by a run, 1-0. And Joaquin Arias will lead it off, then Brett Pill and Hector Sanchez. Arias getting the start at shortstop for the Giants, and he takes that pitch for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes. The Giants' regular shortstop is Brandon Crawford. Arias, a good utility man, reserve infielder, and the pitch. He takes that one outside.
He was tagged at one point, as you might recall, Terry, with the Texas Rangers as a can't miss prospect.
Right.
Ended up having a lot of arm issues. His throwing arm.
There's a pitch that's low. Wasn't he the guy that Texas took over Robinson Cano?
Yes.
In the A-Rod deal.
Yep.
They had their choice of a handful of players to be named later from the Yankees, and they actually chose him from New York ahead of Cano when both of those players were minor leaguers. There's a pitch on the outside corner. 3-1 the count on Arias.
Just like many teams passed on Mike Trout.
Yes, they did. Here's a little pop into shallow right center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Mirande got behind another hitter, and Pays Arias on that 3-1 pitch with a single to lead off the second inning for the Giants. And here's Brett Pill.
Something Arias has always done well is handle the bat. He has the ability to use the hands and use the other part of the field, and that's why when he could be out a couple of weeks and you sort into lineup by Bruce Bochy, he just does what he does best, stay within himself. For Miranda, Terry's going to be an issue of being economical this inning, so he can get through this inning. It's going to come down to keeping the ball lower now.
Hill is the batter, right-handed hitter, and he takes the first pitch. That one is on the outside corner for a called strike. Matt Oye is warming up for the Angels in the bullpen behind the right field wall. 0-1 is the count on Pill. Here's the next delivery. He checks on that one. The pitch is in there for a called strike.
I think Miranda was thrown into the fire immediately by Angels manager Mike Socha in tough spots. His debut September 2nd against Seattle. Came in and struck out Carlos Peguero quickly. 91 to 93 on the fastball. Then he got rid of Coco Crisp, Seth Smith, and Josh Reddick 2 days later, all on strikeouts. It was a remarkable beginning to his career. Ended up throwing 6 innings for the Angels all of last year, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. I mentioned earlier against the right-handers, he was very dominant. Right-handers went 1 for 10 against Miranda. Lefties went 5 for 13 against him.
Here's the 0-2. Popped up on the right side. The second baseman Rodriguez back on the outfield grass. Calhoun is coming in shallow right, and he'll make the call and catch. So at the last moment, Calhoun, who had the better beat on that one, coming in on the ball as opposed to Rodriguez going back on the ball. Calhoun makes the put out for out number 1, and here's Hector Sanchez.
Here's Rodriguez, pretty unsure right from the beginning as to wanting or not getting under that baseball. Good job by Calhoun, who was very aggressive in right field there, taking charge. Terry, there's those steps you take back as an infielder where you're unsure if you even want the baseball. You're like, please come help me, somebody.
Yep. You would know, Jose. You played a lot of infield in your professional career.
I missed stuff enough times to know that, too.
So you know the feeling.
Oh, yes.
1-0 to count on Sanchez. He's DHing for them today. He's their backup catcher. And a right-handed batter. The pitch. He swings and misses that one. Threw it by him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's give Sanchez a very good receiver. And he actually got a little push a couple of years back by Barry Zito when Zito went down to rehab in single A and said, hey, this kid Sanchez down there, he caught me a couple times. Keep an eye on him.
And he's actually become Zito's personal catcher with the Giants. There's one that's fouled off back to the seats and out of play. The runner at first base. Arias was on the move. He'll have to return to first base.
Well, once again, you can see how the fastball's taken off as he's approaching the plate. Nick Miranda's arm. He just has that little trouble locating it well. There's another broken bat.
Giants batting in the second, leading the Angels 1-0. We have 1 out, 1 on. Angels middle of the infield playing at double play depth, trying to get the catcher to hit it on the ground. Pretty good chance to double him up if Miranda can get him to chase a sinker, beat it into the ground. Here's the next pitch. It's popped up on the right side. Navarro, the first baseman, going back in foul territory. He's not going to be able to catch up to it. It drops foul out of his reach. 1-2 the count. The Angels announced earlier today that pitcher Chad Cordero was brought up from the minor league camp, if you will, and he is now in major league camp as a non-roster pitcher. We saw him pitch a couple of days ago. First time he had been in a game professionally in a few years.
Terrific story, and the story which has the word perseverance written all over it.
There's a toss over to first base.
And a guy that not long ago was very successful as a closer.
His agent, Cordero's agent, actually showed Jerry Dipoto video of Chad pitching Get to it after the next delivery, and it's lifted down the left field side, tight to the line down in the left field corner, and that is a fair ball. It's going to roll out to the 340 sign. Going into third base and being waved around is Arias. He'll score all the way from first on a one-out double by Sanchez. It's now 2-0 Giants. So Mirande has had some location problems here in his 2 innings, and we see Mike Scioscia coming out to the mound, and he has signaled for a pitching change. So that'll be it for Nick. He ends up going an inning and a third today in his second appearance of the spring. Pitching change coming up in Tempe. When we get back, we'll tell you about the new Angels reliever. It's 2-0 right now, San Francisco in the second. A pitching change coming up on the Angels Baseball Network. Angels have right-hander Matt Oye on the mound. And he just celebrated a birthday a couple days ago. Turned 27 years old. Gets ready for his second appearance this spring, and he'll face the catcher Jackson Williams as he replaces Nick Mirande. Mirande went an inning and a third, giving up 3 hits, faced 8 batters, allowed 2 runs. 1 earned. The runner on at second is property. 1 walk and 1 strikeout charged to Mirande. So Oye is ready. And the first pitch, that one misses low and inside. Oye pitched at AA Arkansas last year as a starter and reliever. Had a 4-6 record with a 3.85 ERA. Big right-hander, 6'5", delivers. That pitch misses inside. He's fallen behind. 2 balls, no strikes.
That Oye out of Washington State, born in Spokane, and his receiver also born in the state of Washington, Hank Conger.
Although Hank grew up in Southern California, but yeah, born in the state of Washington. The pitch lifted in the air on the right side. The first baseman Navarro is signaling for it. He's under, still on the dirt on the right side. He'll retire Williams, and that's the second out. 2 are gone. Pagan will be the next batter. Before we took the break, we were talking about Chad Cordero getting called up to Major League camp now. And we saw him pitch a couple of days ago, but it was interesting. He pitched in the Cal State Fullerton alumni game. Did you ever play in that game? Have you played in that game in the past?
When I took off the uniform, that was it for me.
That was it.
I'm not going to embarrass myself against guys like Chad Cordero.
No. Well, Chad didn't embarrass himself at all in that alumni game for the Titans, and was throwing, I guess, in the low 90s. And his agent was there. He filmed some of it on his phone, and it was that phone video that he used to show Jerry Dipoto, the Angels general manager. And Jerry was told that Chad would like to make a comeback if he could. Would the Angels be interested? And the Angels signed him to a minor league deal.
He signed him to a minor league deal. Did not invite him to Major League camp originally.
Right.
He pitched on Monday, gave up a home run to the first batter he saw, and then became loose, retired the side, and Mike Scioscia was raving about how the ball was coming out of Corderis's hand. So good to see him now here in big league camp.
Here's the 1-1 on Pagan. Late swing on that one against Boyer. Matt Boyer spells his last name O-Y-E. Pagan, a switch hitter, batting from the left side. Valuable player for the Giants last year. Hit .288, stole 29 bases.
Glad to see him cash in on the free agent market himself. He did real well.
Yep, signed a 4-year deal to stay with the Giants. And he swings and misses that one, and he's gone on strikes. So Oye comes in and retires the 2 batters he faces here in the second. Does a nice job in the inning. They got the early run. They had 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. So after 2, it's 2-0 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget Friday night Music Garden concerts are back for another year of great performances at the Big A. Every Friday night home game throughout the season, the Big A will host live pregame music from local bands in Gate 1 of the Music Garden. For more information and to submit recordings, visit angels.com/band. So Bill Hall will lead it off for the Halos, who trail 2-0 as we start the bottom of the second inning. And the first pitch, that one is low for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
Bill Hall has been looking sharp. Everything he has hit has been hit hard to every part of the field here so far.
1 ball, no strikes. And the next delivery cuts at that one and misses it. Hall's had 8 at-bats so far this spring with 3 hits. All the hits have been doubles, and he's driven in 4 runs.
He's hit that wall a couple of times already in that field. He's trying to find a way to get it over that wall.
He's hit the ball hard and deep. The 1-1 pitch. He lifts that one into left field. He put a pretty good charge into it. Gillespie is back, and on the warning track, he makes a running catch. The left fielder retires Bill Hall for the first out. Another deep drive off the bat of Bill Hall.
He loads up so nicely with that back foot and his front foot wide open, but he comes back in time. And when a guy is this locked in early in spring training, you can tell the amount of work he put in and also the intensity of the work that Bill Hall put in the offseason to get to this point. Hey, at one point he came into spring training just to get ready for the season. It's a different story nowadays.
So here's Conger, who's batting for the first time today, and he takes that pitch low. Angels have some action in the bullpen right now as Michael Kahn begins warming up. Here's the pitch. Conger swings and misses that one. The last time we saw Conger in action for the Angels on Monday, he had that big game against Seattle. 3 for 3, a homer, a double, scored 2 runs and drove in 5.
He must stay on the ball here and track it all the way back with Bogus on in there.
He takes that one inside.
And that's something he's been working on, just being more consistent in tracking the ball all the way back into the catcher's glove when he takes the pitch.
2 balls and a strike on Conger. Andrew Romine waiting on deck. Vogelsong's pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. Conger was entertaining some of his fellow players before the ball game today.
He does have that in him, yes.
Yep.
He can keep a team loose.
Here's the 2-2, and he swings and misses that one. He chased that pitch outside, struck him out. So Vogelsong with his second strikeout. He's faced 5 batters so far in this game.
Walter, describe what you saw. I had given you a heads up on that.
Right, you did. The Angels position players were running the bases home to home earlier this morning. And Hank Conger, the first time he ran the bases, he kind of ran the bases mimicking Albert Pujols, who is not yet running the bases. He didn't run today. Albert didn't run today.
Albert got a pretty good chuckle out of that.
Right. And Albert has kind of a unique running style, and Hank, who's always been known to do a few impersonations, whether vocally or physically, did a pretty good Albert Pujols impersonation of running the bases, and his teammates enjoyed it. Mike Socia got a kick out of it as well. Here's the next pitch. Bounced on the first base side. Fair ball stopped by Pill. Flips to Vogelsong, and they retire Romine and the Angels here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A 10-pitch inning for Vogelsong. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. The 3rd inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 2-0 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2013 season are on sale now. Make your plans to take part in Big Bang Friday's post-game concerts, promotional nights, and great opponents like the Yankees and Dodgers. Purchase tickets today at Angels.com or the Angels Stadium ticket office. Michael Kahn is the new pitcher for the Angels. He replaces Matt Oye. Oye came in, retired the 2 batters that he faced, replacing Nick Miranda last inning. So Kahn gets set to work for the Angels. And as far as Michael Kahn this spring for the Halos, this is his 2nd appearance. And the first time we saw him, he did a good job. Couple of strikeouts, no hits or runs allowed in 1 inning of work. Kahn is on the comeback trail after missing all of last season.
It's good to see him on the mound. And the minute he stepped into the Angels spring training grounds, he says, I am ready to go. I don't want to baby this thing.
And here's his pitch. That one is on the outside corner for a called strike. He underwent Tommy John right elbow surgery not even a year ago. It was last April. And has thrown with very good velocity. He's always had a good arm. Fastball top out around 95. Good slider. He'll throw a split finger fastball. He misses outside with that one. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kahn pitched very well for the Angels in the 2010 season. His ERA that year in 24 games was 2.11. And then the next year, he really struggled. ERA was over 7 in 14 games. Went back down to the minors and then eventually had the elbow problem. 2-1 the count here on Marco Scutaro.
You can see with Kahn now, slight difference in his delivery from a couple of years back. He throws a glove first, and they're trying to create a little bit more deception with him.
Here's the next pitch. That one on Scutaro is a called strike. It's 2-2. Marco Scutaro last year was the best contact batter in baseball. When he swung the bat, he made contact 94% of the time. It's tough to throw a pitch by this guy.
Not afraid to hit deep in a count, not afraid to hit behind the runner. Just all-around professional hitter and clutch.
2-2, and he swings at that one and bounces it foul over on the third base side.
How valuable was he? Well, he had plenty of offers to go somewhere else, but at age 37, to get a 3-year contract as a middle infielder, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that one kind of raised some eyebrows in the offseason, but the Giants were well aware of how valuable Scutaro was once they got him last season, and they didn't want him to leave. 2-2 the count on Scutaro. He takes that pitch low and outside.
Ironically, one of the teams that wanted Scutaro was St. Louis Cardinals. I don't know what a good season they had, too. And the Giants took care of the Cardinals in the postseason, but Mike Matheny and that group also very ideal setup for guys like Scutaro, guys who can help you in multiple spots.
Kahn's payoff pitch. Scutaro fouls it back behind the plate. Marco Scutaro, it didn't come easy for him. He was in the minors for a long time. Spent 8 years in the minors.
Discarded by many.
Yeah.
Put on waivers. Released. You name it.
Wasn't considered an everyday player when he got to the big leagues. Kind of a utility player. Then became kind of a super utility player. And then eventually an everyday player at the major league level. The pitch, and on the 3-2, it's outside. He has a leadoff walk. Sandoval will be the next batter. He walked his first time
and
out.
I was talking about Michael Kahn now throwing that glove. One of the issues he had, and Mike Butcher had told me this, Angels pitching coach, was how well big league hitters were seeing the ball off of him. Because he was still a mid-90s guy, and it's for some reason his ball was flat, not a whole lot of action. And that's why now they have created this issue in trying to force him to keep the glove maybe in the path a little bit more. Hopefully it'll pay off for him.
Sandoval batting from the left side now, the switch hitter. And he goes after the first pitch. He took a big cut at that one and misses it for strike one.
Panda came into camp ready to shed a few more pounds, and that's one thing. Bruce Bochy will not mince his words. He said, yes, even though he did play winter ball in Venezuela, we would like for him to lose a few.
He's battled with his weight for a number of years now. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off left side. That's going to get back to the seats and out of play.
Well, with all the fear by players and organizations about their superstars, even just regular players that are not stars and playing winter ball, this guy went to Venezuela and played hard and was tremendous for his team in the playoffs.
Sandoval is a free swinger and kind of known as a bad ball hitter. If it's anywhere near the plate, he's usually going to chase it. Here's the pitch, and he goes after that one. And that's a foul tip that's held by Conger. He struck him out. Good job by Hank to hold on to that one. Strikeout for Kahn. Sandoval is retired. That's the first out here in the top of the third inning.
Once again, that glove coming forward, able to hide that good tight breaking ball he threw at Sandoval. Swung right over the top of it. The fastball just cutting in.
Angels trailing the Giants 2-0. We're in the top of the third inning here in Tempe. Here's Hunter Pence. He struck out his first time up. And the first pitch, he tips that one foul. 0-1 to count. Pence last year hit a career low 253. He played in a lot of games last season, 160 between Philadelphia and San Francisco. And he's another guy who's usually at the plate swinging. He's known as a free swinger as well. Kahn's pitch. He chases that one and fouls another one back behind the plate. So it's no balls, 2 strikes on Hunter Pence. Pence will be a free agent at the end of the season. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Jerry Smith, Jose Mota, and our producer-engineer Darren Chan with you from Tempe. The 0-2 delivery on Pence. Low. He checks the swing on that one. They say he was holding. 1-2 the count.
There's a breaking ball. Very tight one. Good job there by Hank Conger. Moving with the pitch. Getting low and then centering that pitch as best you can to soften the blow into your body. Terry, and who's taking notes? Mr. Mike Scioscia.
Yeah. The 1-2 pitch. It's bounced softly to the left of the mound. Tough play for Hall. Bare hands and holds on to it. Decided not to throw it.
It looks like Hall is hurt too. He is coming off the field and he did not even attempt to make the throw, and immediately I saw him go to his right quad.
And we see Mike Scioscia coming out, and we will likely see Bill Hall leave. They're at least going to check him out, and we'll see if indeed he is forced to leave. He's walking out the field right now, so he did suffer some sort of an injury there, charging in to try and stop that ball, playing third base today. Caleb Cowart is going to take over for Bill Hall.
That was a tough one for somebody who was doing so well and fighting for a spot on the big league roster. So hopefully whatever it is, and I said he went to almost grab his right quad, his right leg. Hopefully it will not be something that will hold him back for a long time. He needs the time on the field.
So Bill Hall's day is over, and when we get the official word on the injury, we'll certainly let you know. Runners on at first and second. Infield hit for Pence, and Cole Gillespie will be the next batter. Angels have some more action in their bullpen as well. Left-hander Brandon Sisk, who has yet to pitch so far this spring. He came over from Kansas City in the deal for Urban Santana. He's the pitcher up in the Angel bullpen. So here's Cole Gillespie. He grounded out his first time up. Kahn in a little bit of trouble here. 2 runners on, 1 out. Angels down by a pair, 2-0 in the third. Little or no breeze to speak of. Flags are draped straight down. And the pitch, that is low. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes.
Terry, we talk about how young players must stay ready at any given time and pay attention to the game, especially here early in camp. Just never know where you're going to be thrown into the fire. And there it is for Caleb Cowart, Angels prospect now at third base.
Here's the next delivery. It's fouled off over near the Angels dugout.
And we have seen Cowart make some very fine plays defensively. Showing off a very strong arm across the diamond.
One ball, 1 strike, the count. Kahn, the third pitcher to work so far for the Angels. Here's the next delivery, and that one comes in and gets a piece of the hand of the batter Gillespie. He's hit by the pitch. Ball ended up bouncing over near the Angel dugout after it hit Gillespie, and now the bases are loaded.
On the right elbow. It was dipping to start or stop his swing. Tough situation now for Michael Kahn. Go back to not trying to throw too hard, but trusting your movement and keeping the ball down and put those infielders to work.
So Arias will bat with runners everywhere, and Kahn in some trouble. Infield at medium depth. Here's the pitch. That one is low and outside. Morande, the starter, struggle. Boye came in and helped him out, retiring the 2 batters he faced last inning. And now Kahn, working here to begin the third inning, is in some hot water. The 1-0 pitch. Lifted in the air into center field. Camping under that one and waiting for it to come down is Trout. He'll make the grab on it. The runner at third will tag and score easily as Scudero comes in on the sac fly off the bat of Arias. It's now 3-0 San Francisco.
It's good situational hitting by Arias, and certainly good to see the out recorded there by Kahn. And for Mike Trout, something that really was a big difference here, and we saw it last year. He does not possess the strongest of arms in the outfield, but he's done a fine job getting behind the baseball, making sure just by the action of staying behind the baseball and getting some momentum going forward, you stop somebody from advancing. And that's what happened in that case from the runner at second base. Good job by Mike.
So runners at first and second, 2 outs, a run in. Brett Pill is the batter, and he takes the first one. That one is a pitch that misses high for ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Very little actions like that will stop a coach from sending somebody home or the extra base being taken by a base runner. Mike Trout cannot talk enough about what Torrey Hunter did for him.
Yep, he was a great mentor for Mike Trout. There's a pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike. 1-1 is the count. Brett Pill played his college baseball at Cal State Fullerton. He's had a brother who's been a player in the Mets organization. His brother's name is Tyler. Here's the pitch. That is low. 2-1 the count.
Terry, how do you feel about being surrounded by so many former Titans? You okay with that?
No problem at all.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
Because we're not going anywhere.
Yep. I've been over to the field house for a few basketball games over the years.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have you met Tuffy yet? The elephant?
Tuffy the elephant. I can't say I have. There's a fly ball that's lifted into right center field. Circling under is Cole Calhoun with Trout beside him. Calhoun makes the grab, and that will end the inning. The Giants, for the third straight inning, get a run. In the inning, they had 1 hit, a walk, a hit batsman, no errors, and they leave a pair. They've stranded 4, but as we get ready to go to the bottom of the third, it's 3-0 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Luis Jimenez will lead it for the Angels as we get ready now to move to the bottom of the third inning. Jimenez, Navarro, and Olchin will be the batters against Vogelsong, who's retired 5 of the first 6 batters that he's faced today. The Giants have a 3-0 lead on the Angels as we get the third started. And here's the pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner. So the first time we've seen a pitcher either for the Angels or for the Angel opponent go into a third inning here in the early going of the Cactus League. There's a pitch that's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Jimenez. He hit .309 with 16 home runs last year at AAA Salt Lake. And the next delivery bounces it right to short. Arias has it. His throw will get him. Easy out. 1 gone on a 6-3 ground out. Efren Navarro will be the next batter.
It looks like the same old Ryan Vogelsong, economical as ever, throwing strikes, not walking anybody, pitching to contact. And he will be representing the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic, along with other Giants, such as Jeremy Affeldt and Jose Mijares, Pablo Sandoval, Marco Scudero, Pagano, player in Puerto Rico, like Andres Torres, Santiago Casilla for Dominican, Sergio Romo for Mexico. And somebody even looking at Terry, Tyler Latorre will be playing for Italy. Yeah. And the Angels will be playing against the Italian team here.
That's right. That's a week from today, next Wednesday. Tim Salmon's going to join me for that broadcast a week from today. And I was already asking him, you're brushing up on Team Italy for that broadcast. There's the pitch that's in there for a called strike. And he said he was.
Yeah, we recently saw Alex Liddy with the Mariners, who looks also very good.
Right, and we saw Anthony Rizzo for the Cubs. He's going to represent Team Italy. Here's the pitch. That's a little bouncer right near the plate, a foul ball. And the count, 0 balls, 2 strikes. Hope you're enjoying the action today, wherever you're tuned in to Angels Baseball, the Angels Baseball Network, Fox Sports West on the MLB Network. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and Darren Chan, our producer-engineer, with you. The Angels down early, 3-0, still winless in the Cactus League. 0 wins, 4 losses, 1 tie. As that one off the bat of Navarro is bounced foul the opposite way on the third base side. It's 0 balls, 2 strikes.
Ball coming out of his hand so nicely. We talk about Cordero and how the ball comes out of his hand and what Mike Social look, but you can see how free and easy Vogelsong keeps it. In principle, at the very end, to give it a different look.
And there's a pitch that is taken by Navarro on the inside part of the plate. Struck him out looking. Vogelsong with his 3rd strikeout today.
And that's what he does. Full extension. Then he is able to drive on that downslope and then be able to do different things with his hand.
Trent Olchin will bat. 1 of 6 batters swinging from the left side against Vogelsong. Veteran player Olchin from Australia. And the pitch. He takes that one outside. Olchin's been up 5 times so far this spring with a couple of hits, 2 for 5. Sandoval still playing in at third. The next pitch, Olchin takes that one high. Olchin is a player who has logged a lot of playing time over the years in the Pacific Coast League in AAA. He's made a few stops on that circuit.
He can go down the line, starting with Tucson.
Here's the next delivery, and he cuts at that one and misses that pitch, and he's at the count, 2 balls and a strike.
Pretty fast runner. And gets a lot of coverage out there in the outfield.
Olchin has played for Reno, Tucson, Albuquerque in the past in the PCL. Pitch on its way. That one is inside, and the count 3-1. And who knows, when it's all said and done, he might have a little time at Salt Lake.
That's right. Never hurts in spring training, Terry, to have a good showing, even if you get sent down, just to make sure the staff remembers you. Yeah. Somebody will get hurt on every team.
Here's the 3-1 on Ochin. He fouls that one off on the left side, backing out of play. He now makes San Diego his home. Been playing professionally since 2001 in the Minnesota Twins organization, and they signed him out of Australia.
It's a good friend of former Angel pitcher Rich Thompson.
So the count full and the 3-2 delivery. He skies another one foul. This one behind the plate as well and backing out of play. Ochin represented Australia in the 2004 Summer Olympic Games. Those games were held in Athens, Greece. And Australia ended up winning the silver medal in those Olympics. Of course, baseball no longer a Summer Olympic sport, which is very unfortunate.
It has a chance now, though. Because maybe wrestling got dropped.
Yeah. The 3-2 and a swing and a miss, and the inning is over. So Vogelsong has been tough. He gave up a hit to the first batter today, Trout. Since then, he's retired the next 8 in a row. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. Fourth inning coming up in Tempe. 3-0 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We move to inning number 4. A new pitcher for the Angels making his first appearance this spring for the Halos, and he is left-hander Brandon Sisk, who came over from Kansas City during the offseason in the Irvin Santana deal. Sisk replaces Michael Kahn. Kahn worked 1 inning. He gave up 1 hit. He allowed 1 run. The run was earned. He walked a batter, struck out a batter, and also hit a batter. So he leaves, and Sisk is the new pitcher. Sisk had been kind of a little bit behind some of the other pitchers in the first week because of a little bit of a tender elbow, but he's fine and ready to go now. He will throw a fastball, slider, and changeup. Has a good changeup. He was at AAA Omaha last season as a reliever, went 3-2 with a 2.54 ERA. Pitched a little bit in Venezuela this winter in winter ball. And here's the left-hander's first pitch. That one is on the outside corner for a called strike.
A good changeup. Also came some good strikeout numbers, Terry. 73 strikeouts in 67 1/3 innings. The opponents hit only .234 against Sisk last year in AAA.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is a strike on the outside corner. He jumps in front, 0-2. Sisk was undrafted out of college. He went to Azusa Pacific and has put together very impressive numbers in the minors. He's also a guy who pitched a couple of years in independent baseball. And that one is inside. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We're talking about impressive. About a .213 overall average against him in 340 plus minor league innings, 376 strikeouts.
Yep. And how about that career ERA in the minors? 2.59. As that one is fouled back. So he's a guy coming into spring training. You got to think is in the mix for a spot in the Angel bullpen. He's been a reliever in the minors. The Angels figure to have 1, possibly 2 spots open in the bullpen when the club breaks camp here in Arizona. Here's the 1-2 on Sanchez. That one is low. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez has doubled in a run so far today for the Giants, who lead it 3-0. In the top of the 4th inning in Tempe.
As you talk about the possibilities out of the bullpen, obviously with the injury and the setback suffered by Ryan Madson in early February, that puts another name on the board. It certainly can have somebody fighting for that spot. So Madson officially will not be ready when the season starts, but he is now throwing up between 75 and 90 feet on flat ground.
Another lefty the Angels signed in the offseason with some prior major league experience is reliever Mitch Stetter, who's a non-roster invitee. He's been sidelined a little bit with some back trouble, a bulging disc here early in spring training. And he's kind of an interesting guy, Jose. Speaking of Stetter, he was in 71 games just a couple years ago for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Pitching depth, arms never hurt. It's a long season.
Here's the 2-2. Skied in the air into center field. Trout has a beat on it, though. He's battling the sun a little bit. Under squeezes it. Routine play. Sanchez retired, 1 away, and Jackson Williams will be the next batter.
A lot of talk and questions to Mike Scioscia about Mike Trout and the fact that he is a little heavier, and Mike Scioscia says, well, remember, he's only 21. He is going to gain some weight. And certainly because of last year and the fact that Trout came into camp having lost between 15 and 20 pounds due to a virus. But he looks as good as ever when it comes down to the speed. And I think that's one thing that certainly Mike Scioscia has had the answer to is, well, can this affect his game?
Here's the pitch, and that one is outside, although Trout was the American League Rookie of the Year last year. This is his first full Major League spring training camp.
Right. He played in 2 games last year. 6 at-bats, that's it.
Here's the pitch. That one is outside. 2-0 is the count on Williams.
He ended up playing a lot of camp games later in spring training, Trout, and officially then joining his AAA ball club before heading out to AAA for the first month. Then you know the story. The Angels get off to a bad start. Bobby Abreu get off to a bad start after a bad spring. And history was made.
And what a year it was for Mike Trout last year. Here's the 3-0. Called strike on the outside corner. Angel Pagan waiting on deck, leadoff man for the Giants. Sisk is set, and the pitch, swing and a miss. So he's battled back from 3-0 to get it to 3-2 here against Williams.
I like his delivery. He stays obviously always from the stretch, but if you see him push off and see how tall he stands, then he transfers that weight all the way down that slope, downhill, and has a pretty good finish to his pitches. He's got a pretty good size, too.
And the 3-2 delivery hit high in the air into shallow right center. Trout is coming in hard, and he will call off Calhoun and also the second baseman, Luis Rodriguez, who is backpedaling. A couple of putouts for Mike Trout here in the 4th inning. 2 are gone, and Angel Pagan will be the next batter.
All down from Trout. He was shaded already towards right center field, anticipating the hitter going that way, and then got a good jump, good read in the tough sky here in Arizona. Extra weight or not, Terry, the man's moving.
Yep.
He can move. He's got explosive speed.
He looked pretty fast there coming in. So Sisk now set to face Pagan. And the pitch. One is a pitch on the outside corner called strike. Angels have a right-hander up in the bullpen right now, Billy Buckner. We've yet to see him this spring. Here's the next pitch. That's low and inside.
Well, there's a time when we're going to see more and more of the different arms incorporated into the flow of the pitchers for the Angels. As we have told you previously, Jared Weaver and the rest of the rotation are ready to go in a couple of days.
Weaver heads the rotation, and he will pitch Friday, as that one is swung on and missed. 1-2 on Pagan.
The way it is slated right now is Weaver followed by C.J. Wilson, then Joel Blanton, and Jason Vargas, and then Tommy Hansen.
Pagan backs out of the box, time call. Sisk, who is 27 years old, goes 6'2", 220-pounder, the Angels left-hander. He's ready. A 1-2 pitch. Lifted foul on the right side, backing out of play. We'll do it again.
Terry, and talking about the rotation once again, Mike Scioscia made it very clear when those names were announced that the order may have nothing to do with what's going to happen during the regular season. Remember, there's going to be an off day there in the first series that may allow the Angels to do other things first time through the rotation.
There's a pitch that was sailing way outside on Pagan. 2-2 the count.
We saw it happen last year when Jerome Williams was activated. It was not until the rotation was going to go back and pitch for a second time.
Two balls, two strikes. Here's the next pitch. It's a high fly ball that's lifted into deep left field. Olchin is out on the warning track, has a beat. He'll make the catch on it, and that will end the inning. Pretty good ride off the bat there of Pagan as he flies out to left for the second time in this game. 1-2-3 inning for reliever Brandon Sisk. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. 3-0 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Bottom of the fourth, Angels trailing at 3-0. A new pitcher for the Giants, and it's the veteran left-hander Barry Zito who takes over for Ryan Vogelsong. Vogelsong, impressive today. He's made 2 Cactus League starts, and they've each come against the Angels. And he ends up going 3 innings, facing the minimum number of batters, 9. Gave up a hit. Aided by a double play ball in the first inning. He did not allow any runs, didn't walk any, and he had a total of 4 strikeouts. So Barry Zito will be the new pitcher. Top of the batting order. Mike Trout will dig in against him. Here's the first pitch on the Angels center fielder, and Trout takes it low. 1 ball, no strikes. Zito is on the hill for the first time this spring. And here's the next delivery. That one is high. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Barry Zito was a 15-game winner for the Giants a year ago. ERA was 4.15. And the 2-0 pitch outside. 3-0 on Trout. Zito had a very good postseason for the Giants. 3 starts, won 2 of them, didn't lose any, and had an ERA of 1.69 last year in the postseason. And there's a called strike on the outside corner on Trout.
And Zito not only did it with the arm and on the mound, but he also did it with the bat, helping his cause a couple of times.
Former Cy Young Award winner in the AL back in 2002, Barry Zito. So the count's 3-1 on Trout, who has the only Angel hit so far. And here's the next pitch. He lifts it in the air into right field. Backpedaling is Hunter Pence. He's under waiting, and he'll put it away for the first out.
It's the right approach once again by Mike Trout. Off speed, going away. And hits the ball a long ways to right field. And it's all about keeping it as simple as possible. I see him work in the mornings, in the extra work during BP sessions, and very consistent approach all the way around. Just like he singled to right field in his first at bat. Same approach, same swing, different result on this one.
Here's Luis Rodriguez batting. He's a switch hitter. He'll turn around and bat right-handed. He takes a called strike. 0-1 to count. Zito is in the final year of his 7-year deal with San Francisco. The Giants do have a club option on him for next season. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Giants are going to have a lot of interesting decisions at the end of this year. Mentioning Zito, whether or not they pick up his option. Lincecum will be a free agent at the end of the year. Hunter Pence is going to be a free agent at the end of the year. 2-1 is the count. Javier Lopez, a very good lefty specialist in their bullpen. He'll be a free agent.
Very tough lefty.
Andres Torres, who's now back his 2nd tour of duty with the Giants. He'll be a free agent. There's a liner into left field off the bat of Rodriguez. And he is on with the Angels' 2nd hit. 1-out single here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll bring up Cole Calhoun.
Excellent job by Luis Rodriguez, switch hitter, showing Mike Swisher and the staff that he can handle the bat from both sides of the plate. Very nice compact swing there by Luis. I'll tell you, the baseball is cyclical, and there's times when you have your core sign for years to come, and there's the cycle of what do we do and how attached sentimentally do we get to the players and separate one thing from the other. History of winning, championships, but also not forgetting about the business side and the salaries and declining performances. Yeah. All those things come into play to make smart baseball decisions.
Angels kind of went down that road this offseason with a few players. Certainly Torrey Hunter comes to mind.
It's not easy.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch on Calhoun. That's a slow one. It misses up and in. And the count on Cole Calhoun. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Calhoun smartly recognized the spin quickly on that breaking ball and said, well, let me stay right in there for hit speed. It's a free base. More base runners for us.
Zito is ready, and his next pitch. That one is outside. 2-1 to count. Barry Zito, fastball, sinker, slider, curve, changeup. None of those pitches really get to 90 miles per hour.
He used to.
Yeah, not anymore. But he knows how to pitch. He's been around a long time. A finesse lefty. Here's the next delivery. That's a Pitch that is tipped into the mid of the catcher Williams for strike 2. 2-2 the count.
Talked to Zito a few days back in camp, and there's this conception about Zito throwing in the mid-90s back then. He goes, it was never the case. It was all about deception. Maybe the hitters thought it was mid-90s. It was never mid-90s. But he had one of the best cut fastballs against righties. And then, of course, that rainbow curveball. Outstanding changeup with a great feel for the strike zone, pitching down. And after the big contract, he said he had to kind of refine himself and go back to basics. Learn how to pitch again almost.
Here's the next delivery. It's a breaking ball. It's tapped foul over on the Angels side of the field, the first base side near the dugout.
Terry, how many times did we hear it? Zito, Mulder, Hudson, and how many slumps went through for so many players and hitters that once they saw those big three, it was like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
They sent a lot of hitters into tailspins.
Zito ready. New baseball, the 2-2 on Calhoun. That one is high. So the count is full 3-2.
And one thing, Zito, Hudson, Mulder, those guys gave a lot of credit to, and it's not mentioned too much in Moneyball. Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, young catcher, was guiding these guys along with the Oakland A's.
Yep.
Hernandez still around with the Colorado Rockies now as the backup.
Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch, and Calhoun skies one deep into right field. Hunter Pence is there, though. He's waiting. He's under. He'll put it away. Routine play. That is out number 2. Pence a couple of putouts, and Caleb Cowart gets ready for his first at bat for the Angels, taking over for Bill Hall. We were told that Hall suffered some right quad tightness, charging that ground ball earlier in this ball game, and was forced to leave the game.
Hopefully that's good news and not a hamstring issue. But who knows? Sometimes those quads could be a little mysterious themselves.
So here's Coward, who's at the plate, and he nubs one foul back behind home. He's had 4 at bats so far this spring, couple of hits, and he's driven in a run. The Angels are down 3-0 here in Tempe in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 runs, 4 hits for San Francisco. No runs, 2 hits for the Angels.
It's great to see Caleb Cowart come into his own last year. My goodness, what a sensational year.
Here's the next pitch on him. He fouls that one off on the right side. The Giants' record this spring in 4 games, 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 ties. They've actually played back-to-back ties yesterday against the Dodgers. And then they had a game that ended up in a tie against the White Sox on Monday. Angels had a ball game that ended in a tie here yesterday. That was against the D-backs. Angels are kind of in a little stretch right now, Jose, where they're making the tour through the National League West. Angels played Arizona yesterday, I mentioned, and the Giants today, and then back-to-back games against the Dodgers coming up starting tomorrow.
It will continue to get more interesting because the Angels' first series of the year is an interleague series against the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
Great American Ballpark. So one of those big changes for this season with the Astros now in the American League West. He is getting used to an interleague series, pretty much every single series around baseball.
Here's the next pitch. Bounced on the third base side. It's handled there by Sandoval. He flips the second base, and that's there in time to force out Rodriguez. The inning is over on the 5-4 fielder's choice. For the Angels here in the 4th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left. 5th inning coming up. It's 3-0 Giants on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Here in the 5th inning, the Angels will bring in right-hander Billy Buckner to take over. He becomes pitcher number 5 of the day. And Buckner gets ready to work for the second time this spring. He pitched a couple of innings for the Angels against the Giants in that split squad action last Saturday, that game at Scottsdale. So Buckner replaces Sisk, who worked an inning, retired all 3 batters that he faced.
Good to see Sisk come out the way he did after a little pushback on his debut here in spring training because of some tenderness in that arm. So it was good to see him come out and make a good impression on Mike Soch and the staff.
Buckner last year pitched in the Red Sox organization. He has pitched in the majors in the past with the Royals and the Diamondbacks. And he was a second-round pick of Kansas City back in 2004, a year ago, in the minors in the Boston system. 12 wins, 9 losses. He's a starter. And his ERA last year was 3.65. He's appeared in 36 games in the big leagues. His ERA in the majors lifetime is very high, 6.25. He's a non-roster invitee in Angel camp, and he gets Scutaro to chase the first pitch, and he fouls it off on the left side. It's 0-1. Scutaro's been a pest, which it seems he normally is. He's had a single walk. He's stolen a base. He's already scored 2 runs, and he smacks that one foul on the third base side. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Sandoval waiting on deck for San Francisco. And the pitch on Scutaro, that one is outside. After the Giants got Scutaro from the Rockies last year, Scutaro had a 20-game hitting streak for San Francisco. Hit over 360 for them after being acquired. He fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. 1-2 is the count.
By the way, Scutaro does a good Albert Pujols. I don't know if you ever saw him, but he does a ton. You know, Torrey Hunter said Albert's like the Cobra out there trying to get you, and the Scutaro does a good job running the bases doing Albert.
Wow. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Framed there by Conger, a little bit low and outside, 2-2. Yeah, when Albert's in the batter's box, he has that tongue wagging a little bit. Yeah, exactly what you're talking about. Buckner ready, and the 2-2 delivery. Check swing. Scutaro has the ball roll out near the mound. It's fielded by Buckner, and he will easily throw him out. That ball was coming in on Scutaro. He was kind of trying to get away from it and move the bat up, and the ball hit his bat. And good thing for the Angels, the ball bounced in fair ground for an easy out.
A good late movement gets Scutaro with that excuse-me swing. So a good job locating his fastball there by Billy Buckner.
So here is Pablo Sandoval, who has a walk, and he actually has a stolen base in this ball game as well, which when you think of him, you don't think of too many SBs, but he got one on that double steal back in the first inning.
Pablo's on the board.
Yeah.
Pablo's had to go through a lot of conditioning issues in the last 4 or 5 years, and to a point where they had something called Camp Panda in the offseason. We had to follow a strict diet.
Here he hits a low liner through the right side of the infield, and it rolls into right center for his first hit of the day. A 1-out single here in the 5th.
Man can hit. Plays a game with a lot of passion, man. You can see it.
Hunter Pence will be the batter.
One of the things I noticed, Terry, you can see it from up here, is Mike Trout, in between pitches, during foul balls, he's always on the move. He checks the flags. He checks the guy to his right, guy to his left, and that is one thing that Mike was telling me about last week, about how much he's learned from Peter Borges about that. So think about that. Borges is excellent as a center fielder, but it's what happens between pitches and on foul balls and on knowing who's on the mound that allow these guys to get tremendous first steps and become premier outfielders.
1-0 the count on Pence. And there's a pitch that misses a little bit low for ball. Yeah, you're right, Jose, because you can have all the speed in the world, but if you keep taking bad routes to the baseball when it's hit out there in the outfield, sometimes your speed will overcome that, but a lot of times it won't. There's a ground ball hit to third. Looks like a double play ball. To flip to second, the relay to first. It is in time to end the inning. Nicely done as the Angels double up Hunter Pence. And that'll do it for San Francisco. A 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. No runs. They had a hit. No errors. Nobody left. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Angels need some runs, trailing the Giants 3-0 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Angels ready to go as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Giants are up on the Halos by a score of 3-0. We have a few changes for San Francisco. They have a new right fielder in the ball game, and that's Roger Kishnik. They have a new second baseman, and the new second baseman for the Giants is Kinsuke Tanaka, and the new third baseman is Wilson Valdez. So Zito is still in there, and the first pitch on Hank Conger, that one is in there for a called strike. Zito working in his second inning. He had a scoreless fourth against the Angels. Conger, the switch hitter, batting right-handed, takes ball one. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Zito is set. Long pause between pitches. Conger still hanging in, waiting for it. Now Zito steps off the rubber. So there is Zito backing off the pitching rubber. Here's the next pitch. In there for a called strike.
Always advantageous for a switch hitter, especially in spring training as you're getting ready for the season. But, train your eyes and your body and your timing, but to switch off during the game is important.
Conger taking again for a ball.
Terry, there are times when you go through spring training as a switch hitter and you don't see a lefty because your time of playing is split, obviously. You go, maybe for every 10 at-bats from the left side, 1 from the right side, but it's been so far so good here for Conger so far this spring.
2-2. He tips that one foul.
And it's not the same to take extra BP from the right side. It's not the same. Nothing like watching spin, release points, your hands working through. During the regular season, you might go through stretches also like that, but you got to click in and find a way because you know more about the guys on the mound.
Here's the 2-2. A little bit outside on Hank Conger. Good eye to take that one.
That's a good job. He followed that ball all the way back. There's a tendency to give up on the pitch way too early sometimes.
Zito is set. Full count pitch. Reached foul and out of play by Hank. Just to the right of home plate. Barry Zito has been a pitcher in the past who's had a walk in his game. He walked 70 last year in 184 and 1/3 innings. The Giants last season were very successful when Zito was their starting pitcher. He made 32 starts, and the Giants won 21 of those games last year. The 3-2 and a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Hank Conger.
Well, that's pitching. You were talking about the velocity not being exactly there in the 90s anymore, but he knows how to pitch. Changing eye levels, changing location, changing elevation, how close he wants that ball to be to the hitter's hands, and how far off he can start it with and then come back in to confuse you even more as a hitter.
Here's Romine at the plate, and he takes that one outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. A couple years ago in a situation like this, Romine would have been batting right-handed against Barry Zito.
See ya.
Yeah, but he's no longer switch hitting, and he lines that one right up the middle for a base hit, so he hung in there nicely with him right there. Sharply hit single up the middle. Angels have had only 3 hits today. Romine is on with 1 out, and Jimenez will be the next batter.
Romine for right now is the guy that ideally is your backup shortstop. I mean, you got to have a utility guy that can come in and play shortstop when your regular guy goes down. And those guys are not easy to find. Thus, how valuable Meister Sturz was. So Romine is the guy that, to me, has the advantage for many reasons. He knows the system. He knows Mike Scioscia. Mike Scioscia knows him. He can play shortstop. He's got good hands. And when he's come up, he's made some good impressions, especially with a glove.
Jimenez takes the first one for a ball, 1-0. Romine's a guy you can also bring in late in the game, maybe steal a base for you. He has good speed.
He served many, many purposes. The Angels actually fought Romine into not giving up his switch hitting.
Right.
And he fought it back and said, I just know I can be a better, more productive player if I don't hit from the right side. And he was right.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Luis Jimenez, who's DHing today. Grounded out to short his only time up.
And Romine also keeping a close eye on his brother Austin over there in Yankee camp. A good baseball family all the way around, with his father also having been a big league player.
Yep. Pitch was in there for a strike, 1 and 2. I know Jim Eppert has said before, and he's had a chance to see Romine maybe more than all of us when Eppert was the hitting coach at Salt Lake, and Romine's been there for several years now. There he goes, and the pitch is high. The throw to second way off line, and an easy stolen base for Andrew Romine. So he's at second. And there's the speed we were just talking about. But Jim Eppert has said many times, he goes, I know what this guy can do. I've seen him do it for a number of years in AAA, and I know Jim Eppert is a Romine fan, hoping that he gets a chance to maybe show his talents more now at the major league level.
I believe he can help the Angels in many ways.
Here's the 2-2. That's fouled off, and Romine's also now starting to get at that age where he's 27 years old, where you have to start to make a decision on a guy like that.
Well, and it comes down to, Terry, to how much AAA can you play to learn? He's at a point now where what he's going to learn, to me, in my opinion, he's going to learn at the big league level.
Right.
And yes, sometimes he's going to fail like every big leaguer out there. But he's at a point now where he's going to learn his role and becoming a better player overall at this level.
2-2 pitch, that's low. Blocked by the catcher, Williams. Full count now, 3-2 on Jimenez.
Luis Jimenez has been getting a lot of early looks here in camp. It does a good job laying off the spike curveball thrown by Barry Zito. I like to see Jimenez with a little bit more fire. That's what I'm noticing here in the early part of camp. A little more get him. Go after it.
And on the 3-2, that one is high and outside. He draws a 1-out walk. So the Angels have 2 on in an inning for the first time today. We'll see if the Angels can get something on the scoreboard, down 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. And the number 8 hitter, the first baseman Efren Navarro, will bat. He took a called third strike his first time up against the Giants starter Ryan Vogelsong. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And another left-handed batter waiting on deck for the Angels in Trent Olchen, the number 9 hitter. Zito is ready. His pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, obviously they don't think that Efren Navarro can hit the ball over Pagan's head. Terry, look where Angel Pagan is in center field.
Yeah, very shallow. The right fielder.
This is the Arizona thin air here now.
Yeah, they're all shallow for that matter. Kieschnick in right and Gillespie in left, not deep at all. There's one low and outside. 2-0 the count. Navarro's a guy who has some good gap power. He had the 35 doubles last year in AAA. Here's the 2-0. He skies one in the air into shallow left field. Camping under is Cole Gillespie, and he will make the putout. Easy play. Runners have to hold. It wasn't hit deep at all. And now with 2 outs here is Olchen.
I guess his scouting was right.
They had him play perfectly.
Yep.
And now it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Zito will be lifted. So his day is done. We have a break in the action here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitching change coming up. It's 3-0 Giants on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Giants is right-hander Chad Godin. He pitched last year for the Marlins. He signed a minor league deal with San Francisco during the offseason. And we've seen him in the past. He was a member of the Oakland A's for several years.
He knows Barry Zito pretty well. He knows all about the Angels-A's rivalry in that division.
So the first batter he faces with 2 outs and runners at first and second will be Trent Olchen. Olchen had moved into the batter's box and then just backed out. Godin has pitched for Tampa Bay Oakland, the Cubs, the Padres, the Yankees, the Nationals, and last year with Miami, and now trying to make the Giants. So he's moved around. He began his pro career in 2002. Little right-hander, 5'10", goes about 195 pounds. 1 ball, no strikes, the count on Olchin. Trout would be up next with 2 outs. The pitch that's fouled off of Olchin, who's hobbling around a little bit. Let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Jerry Smith, Jose Mota, and our producer-engineer Darren Chan with you Wednesday afternoon baseball from Tempe. It's 3-0 Giants, bottom of the 5th. Here's the next pitch on Olchin. That one had him moving the feet. It was low and inside. He got away from that low pitch. 2-1 the count. The Angels have left-hander Andrew Taylor up in the bullpen. Godin is set, and the pitch. The one is low and inside.
And Godin has pretty much done everything throughout his career. From starting to sometimes a righty specialist, long relief, and also at times even helping at the back end of the bullpen.
Chad Godin from Menery, Louisiana. I'll bet he's had some Cajun food in the past, Jose.
There's some good places all the way around here, too.
Yep. There's a pitch that's outside, and he walks him. And now the bases are loaded. So they're loaded for Mike Trout. See if we have a Trout moment here at Tempe Diablo Stadium this afternoon.
The anticipation only builds every time this young man comes to hit. Every time he takes the field.
The only regular in the Angels lineup today, and he is on the spot. We'll see how it plays out. Runners everywhere. Trout is the go-ahead run at the plate. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the pitch on Mike, and that one, a breaking ball is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Trout today, a single and a flyout. He's 1 for 2. 21 years old, Mike Trout.
He's had the correct approach all afternoon. Middle the other way. That's what he wants to do here early in spring training.
Trout a year ago had 65 extra base hits, 49 stolen bases, and hit .326 in a terrific rookie season. The 1-0 pitch. That's low. 2-0 the count. And the catcher Jackson Williams will go out and have a word with Chad Godin.
Okay, Terry, how many times have you seen a catcher go out there in spring training and talk strategy in the 5th inning? That doesn't happen very often, right?
Yep, that's right. Godin is pitching in his 2nd game this spring for the Giants. He has their only win. It came in relief.
Look at the Angels bench. You think they don't want to watch this? The whole bench is watching this at bat.
2-0 the count. Mike Trout. He's in a good hitter's count right here. The 2-0 pitch, and that is a called strike. Borderline pitch called a strike by the home plate umpire, John Sapphire.
That's a good job both ways. The pitch by Godin and Mike Trout not swinging just because it was a 2-0 fastball. It wasn't his 2-0 fastball.
Godin is ready. And the 2-1 on Trout. He missed inside with that one. 3-1.
Well, you can see his eyes getting bigger. He came very close, Godin, to hanging that slider.
And Trout hits on to keep the inning going. Luis Rodriguez waits on deck.
I'm looking fastball away here.
3-1 on Trout. Here's the next delivery, and it missed low and in. Ball 4, a bases loaded walk. plates the first Angel run of the day. It's 3-1 San Francisco.
It's a very good approach all the way around. A great at bat once again by Mike Trout, and does not allow to get caught up in the moment of trying to be a hero here in this inning, but staying with what he needs to do. Working here in spring training.
I'll tell you what.
Absolutely remarkable for a 21-year-old to have that type of discipline.
You're reading my mind. I was going to say, what poise at his age to just take what was given to him right there. That put a run on the board.
And with the expectations. Not trying to say, well, let me prove to the world why I got all the accolades I got last year. Just amazing.
Yeah, that was a heck of an at-bat right there. It only ends up as a bases-loaded walk, but that was impressive for someone his age. First pitch missed on Rodriguez. We'll see what he can do with 2 outs, bases loaded. He takes that one low, and it's now 2-0. And Dave Righetti, the pitching coach for the Giants, is going to go out and have a word with Godin, who has struggled here with his control. Godin has come in. And since he's come in, he's walked the 2 batters that he's faced. Fans, the annual Angels 5K and Fun Run will take place March the 30th. That's a little over a month away at the Big A. Participants will run a course through Angel Stadium, receive a commemorative shirt and ticket to watch the Angels take on the Dodgers that same evening. For more info and to sign up, visit angels.com/5K. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. So the meeting at the mound is over. Rodriguez has a hit in 2 times up. Here's the next pitch, and he took a big swing at that one and misses it for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Godin is set, and the next pitch fouled off to our left, backing out of play. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-1 Giants. Angels getting their first run here in this bottom of the 5th inning, trying to get more. A hit would likely tie the game up. Figures to get in a couple with 2 outs. An extra base hit with Trout being the 3rd runner. He's over at first base. He would likely score.
Have you seen that before or something?
I think we've seen it a few times.
Okay.
Here's the 2-2 on Rodriguez. Low, it goes between the legs of the catcher Williams. Everyone moves up a base. A run scores, and now it's a 3-2 San Francisco lead.
It all goes back to everybody just contributing in the smallest or biggest amount, and every pitch this inning has counted for the Angels. And here we go. They take advantage of the mistake by the catcher. Williams not receiving that ball adequately.
So we'd figure to be a pass ball. We'll see how they score it. Well, they're saying a wild pitch.
I disagree, but we don't count.
So we'll see what gives here, and the payoff pitch. It's hit high in the air into center field. Pagan is circling under. It's not very deep at all in right center, and he'll put it away, and that will end the inning. So the Angels end up getting a pair to get closer in the inning. 2 runs. The Angels did it with only 1 hit. There were 3 walks in the inning, no errors, and the Angels leave 2. 6th inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 3-2 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Here in the 6th inning, the Giants get ready to bat. They have a 3-2 lead on the Angels. The Angels have made a number of changes defensively. There is a new second baseman, Roberto Lopez. A new battery for the Angels. The pitcher is Andrew Taylor. The catcher is Luke Carlin. A new left fielder, J.B. Shuck. And a new center fielder, Travis Witherspoon. Cole Gillespie will lead things off against Taylor. Here's the first pitch. And that's right in there for a called strike. Oh, and 1 is the count. And the next delivery, that one is taken low. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Andrew Taylor himself finding himself trying to just straighten himself out. The previous outing, another lefty Terry that we got to look at late last season. He was surprised that he was in the big leagues last year.
Yeah. Here's the next delivery, and that pitch he takes a look at it, misses ball 2. Billy Buckner, who worked last inning for the Angels, gave up a hit, no runs, didn't walk or strike out anyone. And Taylor, who's pitching now, is pitcher number 6 of the day. Here's the next one. It's tipped foul back behind the plate. So we'll do it again with the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Taylor allowed 2 runs in 1 inning of work. It was his first time out there, allowing 3 hits.
Outfield is pretty shallow, and the center fielder Witherspoon plays him the opposite way. He fouls that one off down the left side. Sounded like he might have cracked his bat. Going to get some new lumber.
That lumber could be used around the Phoenix area here the last couple days. And how cold it's been. What was it? 61 at game time today, and that's up from 57 yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, it's chilly at night here right now this time of year. The new second baseman for the Angels is Taylor Lindsay. And there's a pitch that's high. We were originally told it was Roberto Lopez, and I kind of questioned that myself, Jose, because he doesn't normally play second base.
No, Terry, it's okay. This is spring training now, remember.
Hey, sometimes players change positions. You never know.
How many 64s have we seen, or 81s?
There you go. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled back out of play. So Taylor Lindsay, who does normally play second base, is playing second base right now. Three and 2 is the count on Cole Gillespie. Andrew Taylor is set, and the next pitch, that one is high. He walks him. So the leadoff man here in the 6th inning for the Giants is aboard. That's the 3rd walk issued by Angels pitchers. Arias will be the next batter. He's played it short for them today. He's having a pretty good ball game. He's singled, he's scored a run, he's driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. Tomorrow, when the Angels open up a home-and-home series against the Dodgers, there's a pitch that Arias takes in. It's ball 1 to count, 1 ball, no strikes. Jerome Williams will start that game for the Angels. And Brad Mills will get the start. Well, not the start, but he's slated to pitch after Jerome in that ball game. And Clayton Kershaw is going to face the Angels tomorrow for the Dodgers. Here's the next pitch. That one is a called strike. 1-1 to count.
Joaquin Arias will forever be remembered as the guy that fielded the last ground ball and completed that last throw on the perfecto, like on June 13th by Giants right-hander Matt Cain. And you talk about a little pressure, Terry. He had to field the ground ball at third base to his right, set his feet, and fire away.
Here's the next delivery. Lifted in the air to the new center fielder, Travis Witherspoon. He's going to be called off, though, by Cole Calhoun in right center. Witherspoon was chasing, but Calhoun was in pursuit as well. Cole makes the grab, and that'll be the first out. Gillespie holds at first base. Brett Hill will be the next batter. Angels have action in the bullpen right now, as they have a right-hander, Matt Shoemaker, loosening up. Mentioned the Angels and Dodgers back-to-back games this week. Friday, Jared Weaver will go for the Angels in the game here in Tempe, and the South Korean pitcher Ryu will face the Angels in that ball game.
Looking forward to seeing him pitch in the U.S. I got a chance to watch one of the starts in the World Baseball Classic a few years back.
It's a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on Brett Pill. Infield at double play depth. Angels down by a run here in the 6th inning, 3-2. There goes the runner at first. The pitch, and it's lifted in the air, and it is hit well out there in center field. Chasing after it is Witherspoon. The ball's over his head, and the ball smacks off the wall. The Giants are going to get a run in. Headed for third base, and sliding in safely with an RBI triple is Pill. And now it's 4-2 San Francisco.
Pill has always had the bat and the power bat, and the ball really jumps when he squares it in that barrel. There's a long ways to go there for Travis Witherspoon, who gave it a full effort. And that's the kind of things, the type of at-bats and the type of contact that gets Bruce Bochy excited about the possibilities of having a Brett Pill on his roster.
So Hector Sanchez will be the batter. And the Angels, with one out, have brought the infield in, trying to cut down that runner at third base. Here's the pitch. Hop in the air into shallow center field. Witherspoon is coming in hard, and he'll make the catch in very shallow right center. No chance for the runner at third. Pill to tag on that one. So Taylor got what he needed right there, a shallow fly out. And now with 2 outs, the catcher, Jackson Williams, will be the next batter.
It's a good job by Taylor getting the hitter to hit it off the end of the bat. Now, the throw is one thing that Travis Witherspoon's going to hear about later on. And he's a young player getting his feet wet at this level here in spring training. You don't want to lob the ball in. You want to get a firm, solid throw to the cutoff man, no matter how far you are from the action.
Here's the pitch on Williams. And he takes that one for a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes. And the next delivery. That one is low and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Tipped foul right near the plate. Luke Carlin, the new Angel catcher. Andrew Taylor trying to get the final out here in the inning. Runner still at third base, 2 outs to pitch, and that one is low. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike. We have seen Taylor already this spring. This is his second appearance. He gave up 3 hits and a couple of runs in his first outing, except for the loss out of the bullpen here in the early going in the Cactus League. Next delivery. That one is fouled off over on the right side. It's backing out of play. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor's 3-2, and that one missed outside. He walks him. So the inning isn't over yet. Second walk surrendered in the inning. We see Mike Socia coming out of the Angel dugout area. And we'll see if he is going to lift Taylor, and sure enough, he is. So we are going to have another pitching change. The Angels will go to the bullpen once again. Shoemaker was warming up. We'll see if he gets the call. A break in the action here in the 6th inning. Giants still batting. They're leading at 4-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. The new pitcher for the Angels is right-hander Eddie McKiernan, and he was also up in the Angel bullpen, so he gets the call. And we'll see what he does with 2 outs and runners at 1st and 3rd. Pregame is the batter scheduled, and he is going to bat for the 4th time today. Angel Pregame. He's gone 0 for 3 in the ballgame. We've seen Eddie McKiernan in the past here in spring training.
I've seen Eddie McKiernan in the past in spring training when he was about 30 pounds lighter, too.
Yeah.
And somebody thought he was a bat boy.
That's right. Eddie was born in Pasadena, lives in Temple City, and went to high school in Monrovia. Here's his first pitch, and that is well hit into right center field. That ball is out by the wall, and it is gone. The first pitch that McKiernan throws leaves the ballpark off the bat of Pregame. A 3-run homer, and now it's 7-2 San Francisco.
Oh, that was loud. And it was gone by the time it crossed the infield here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. And Pregame, who has put a lot of work with a personal trainer in the offseason in Puerto Rico, boy, he has got to be proud of this one. What a blast.
So McKiernan's day doesn't start the way he had hoped. And the Giants have put a little distance on the scoreboard right now. They have a 5-run lead. Next batter at the plate, taking that pitch for a strike, is Kensuke Tanaka.
You can see how quickly, too, those walks come back to haunt you. The 2-out walk and the leadoff walk.
And the next pitch, and that one is a pitch that was checked on by Tanaka, and that one is in there for a strike. So he's quickly in the hole. It's 0-2.
Terry, your good friend Hensley Mullins ought to be very proud of that last blast.
That's right, the Giants hitting coach. There's one that's ripped foul on the right side.
And Hensley Mullins, the manager for Team Netherlands for the upcoming World Baseball Classic.
Hensley is a good baseball man. Tanaka just fouled one off on the right side, so he's battling with 2 strikes to count. No balls and 2 strikes on him. And the next delivery, he takes that one for a ball. He's from Japan and played for a number of years with the Nippon Ham Fighters. Signed a minor league deal to join the Giants, and he swings and misses that pitch. The left-handed batter out on strikes, and that will end the inning. But the Giants have a big inning here in the sixth. They score 4 times, and they did it with only 2 hits in the inning. A homer and a triple. There were also a couple of walks, no errors, and nobody left. We're headed to the bottom of the sixth in Tempe. Angels are down 5 at 7-2 San Francisco. The Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We get things going here in the bottom of the sixth inning, and the first pitch strike on Cole Calhoun. It's 0-1. Number of changes for the Giants. We'll pick those up in just a moment. There's a breaking ball and misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. They have a new catcher in the ball game, and he is Andrew Susak, new first baseman for the Giants, and his name is Ricky Oropesa. There's a pitch that is taken again by Cole Calhoun. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Calhoun doing a good job getting himself a good hitter's count, and go down has to no. He got to come in here and throw strikes, and you as a hitter be more than ready right now. You've seen enough pitches to pull that trigger.
Here's the next delivery. It's lifted in the air, foul down the left side, backing out of play.
Oh, pretty good swing. Right inside that baseball and trucking it all the way with that front shoulder closed.
The new shortstop for the Giants is Ire Adrianza. And they also have the new left fielder, as another pitch is fouled off by Calhoun. And left field is Francisco Peguero. Two and 2 is the count. Go down is set. Here's the next pitch. Low and inside.
It's a good job all the way around. This has been a solid at bat, especially protecting home plate. As Calhoun, knowing how close any pitch could be, goes out there and just make sure he covers it. Don't give the umpire a chance to ring you up. I think he's getting ready to pull here.
The 3-2 on its way on Cole. He fouls that one off on the left side, backing out of play.
I've gotten a little bit of a late start with those hands, but it looks pretty good out there.
Cole Calhoun batting for the 3rd time today. He's gone 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play and flied out. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out. First strikeout in the game for Chad Godin.
Tip your hat, he beat you. put some good swing all the way around, but go down with his veteran savvy did not allow Calhoun to time him right and finish him off. Good job by the veteran.
Caleb Cowart will be the batter. Cowart is switch hitter, batting left first time he's batted today, and he goes after the first pitch and lines that one into right center field. So Cowart is aboard. He's been impressive the times we've seen him in action for the Angels.
Beautiful job, beautiful swing. Throwing those hips and throwing those hands through the zone. And impressive, sir. We have 16 home runs on 2 different levels and driving 103 runs.
Yep.
You're also showing how good of a clutch hitter you are and how good of a situational hitter you are with men in scoring position.
There aren't too many 100 RBI guys in the minors.
No, especially not hitting over
fewer
20 home
number of
runs.
games, yeah. At the plate now is J.B. Shuck, and the first pitch he takes it's in there for a strike. Cowart now who's on at first base. He has had 3 hits and 5 times up this spring. Shuck, who's batting, is hitting out of Hank Conger's spot, the number 5 spot today. Conger, who a couple days ago had the big day for the Angels. Quieter today. He was 0 for 2 and 2 strikeouts.
And a costly throwing error that you know is eating him up right now.
Two strikes to count on Shuck after fouling one off in the next pitch. And he takes that one outside and misses for a ball. Shuck has yet to get a hit this spring for the Angels. He's gone 0 for 5. He bats from the left side here against the right-hander Godin. The next delivery, it's a bouncing ball hit near second, stopped by the new shortstop. He goes to the bag for the out at second and then fires late to first. That looked like it was going to be a double play ball. Adrianza decided to take it himself, and that might have cost them a little extra time right there. They only get the 1 out at second.
Yeah, you're right. The little indecision there by Adrianza, young shortstop out of Venezuela. Just good runner. He was jammed a little bit, but the first instinct Adrianza had was to flip it to the second baseman. Then he changed his mind. That was it. That made the difference on the runner being safe.
So Romine will be the batter. Here's the pitch. He takes it low and in.
And I can tell you, Terry, that we have seen a lot of first names throughout baseball, but I have never seen an Eire. E-H-I-R-E.
Right.
Adrianza.
Eire Adrianza.
See, I want to hear you say it in Spanish. Say Eire. Can you do it?
I'm doing it the best I can, Jose.
Oh, keep trying. There you go.
There we go. I'm still not real good at rolling some of those.
Just a soft R.
There you go.
Eire.
There you go. 2-0 is the count.
And if somebody gives you a hard time about it later on, just say, at least I tried.
There you go. Romine, the batter here. Here's the next pitch. It's bounced off the pitcher. Godin got a hip on it, it looked like, and he picks the ball up and throws to first base, and Romine is retired on the comebacker. The inning is over. So the Angels, not much going on here in inning number 6. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a runner left. 7th inning is coming up, 7-2, San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget, groups of 25 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat. This year, take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. To book your group outing today, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups. Matt Shoemaker is the new pitcher for the Angels. He is pitcher number 8 of the day for the Halos. And as we get ready to go to the 7th inning, the Giants are up 7-2. We could see the Angels possibly hit double figures in pitchers used today. And we could see 10 when it's all said and done. We'll see how it shakes out today.
It's going to look like a Dominican Winter League game. Wow. Oh, somebody gets out in the 2nd inning, 2 aboard, and it's a new pitcher.
So Eddie McKiernan, who got the final out last inning, but he did so after giving up a 3-run homer. He went 1/3 of an inning, gave up the 1 hit, the homer. 1 run was charged against him out of the 3 on the home run. The other couple went against Andrew Taylor. And McKiernan also recorded a strikeout, struck out the only batter that did not get a hit against them. And now Shoemaker on the hill fires a strike on Wilson Valdez, who's batting for the first time today. He's hitting out of Pablo Sandoval's spot. Sandoval went 1 for 2 with the Giants. Maybe the most surprising thing, he had a stolen base today, but it was on the back end of a double steal. There's a pitch that is in there for strike, 0-2. Next pitch on Valdez. He swings and fouls that one off on the right side, out of play.
Quite simple about Shoemaker, a guy that's not going to overpower you. He's put up some decent numbers in the minor league, especially 2 years ago when he was on the verge of getting called up. The Angels needed some depth.
There's a pitch that's low. Yeah, a couple years ago, the Angels minor league pitcher of the year. But last year, pitching at AAA Salt Lake, 11-10 with an ERA of 5.65. Here's the 1-2. Reaching at it is Valdez. It's chopped down to third. Nice stop by Cowart, and his throw right on the money for the first out. Cowart has looked smooth down there at third base.
Yes, he has, and we have seen him now pick a couple of tough hops, including this one here. He's going around the baseball. Look how well he gets around the baseball, then comes up and scoops the baseball and fires away. The arm is there.
Yeah.
And his feet are getting better.
Yeah, I've been impressed with his defense, and again, we've already seen his bat coming to life, and he's only 20 years old. Here's the pitch. That's chopped on the right side. A foul ball off the bat of Kieschnick.
Just remember, he's got to let him play. Let him play. It's the only way you're going to get better, Terry. And I know that many people, maybe because of what Mike Trout did, think, well, Mike Trout did it at 20. Well, there's only one Mike Trout here. Not forgetting about Bryce Harper and what he did for the Nationals as a teenager himself.
Right.
And those are two special players.
The Angels have had a few prospects over the years at that third base position who haven't panned out, unfortunately.
Cannot ignore that. Since Troy Glaus left, it has not been an easy.
You'd like to see Cowart break that string.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've seen the names of Matt Brown. You've seen Dallas McPherson.
Right.
Brandon Wood.
One ball, 2 strikes on Roger Kieschnick, batting left-handed against Shoemaker, and that pitch is inside. 2-2 the count. Shoemaker, when he came out of college, was not drafted, and the Angels signed him, undrafted free agent. He went to Eastern Michigan University. There's one that's fouled back to the screen. And Shoemaker's had 23 wins the past 2 years in the minors. But again, numbers not where he would have liked them to be at the end of last year, pitching at AAA Salt Lake. Here's the 2-2. That's driven into center field. Witherspoon is backpedaling, still back, has a bead on it, and a few feet from the rim of the track, he'll make the grab. That ball was hit a good 400-plus feet to dead center, but it's 420 to get it out here in Tempe, and that's the second out.
Yeah, Terrence, Shoemaker knows, and the Angels know this too. It's a very unforgiving league. If you're not a guy that's going to get it by hitters up in the zone once in a while, and if you don't hit your spots, not throwing as hard, it's going to be very tough to get out. I made some good pitches at a different elevation. Might be good pitching and gets people out, but not necessarily the case when you push in the PCL.
Peguero's at the plate. Francisco Peguero just took a ball. This is his first time up today. And the 1-0. That's outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. 7 runs, 7 hits for San Francisco. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Angels. We're in the 7th inning here in Tempe. The Angels have never held a lead in this game. And the next delivery, a big cut and a miss for strike 1 to count 2-1. Mike Trout, the only regular in the Angels lineup today. The 2-1 pitch, lined foul down the right side. Shoemaker has a new baseball. Okay's the sign from his catcher, Luke Carlin. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again on the right side. That one's backing out of play as well. Shoemaker will throw a fastball, top out around 93. Slider, he has a good split finger pitch, maybe his best pitch.
Yes, the split is his pitch.
Yeah.
And when he does not have it working, it could get a little dangerous out there for him.
He'll throw a cut fastball, a cutter as well. And the next delivery, there's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Peguero. A nice clean inning for Shoemaker as he sets him down 1-2-3. The 7th inning stretch is coming up in Tempe. The Angels will be coming up when we get back in the bottom of the 7th, trailing the Giants 7-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. There's a new pitcher in the ballgame for the Giants. Their 4th of the day. Santiago Casilla will take over. He replaces Chad Godin, who worked an inning and a third. He gave up a hit, no runs. Walked a couple, struck out 1, and threw a wild pitch. Santiago Casilla, who signed a 3-year deal with the Giants during the offseason, will take over. He was a guy who worked in a lot of games for them last year, 73 appearances. And he was their closer for a long time last season when they were trying to go closer by committee after Brian Wilson was injured. Casilla had 25 saves last year. Eventually lost his role as their closer, but boy, in a non-closing role, he was brilliant for them this past postseason. And at the plate is Navarro in the first pitch of ball to count 1-0.
Well, glad you bring that up, Terry, because I think many people forgot in the postseason that when Brian Whistle went down.
Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off. This is Luis Jimenez. He's batting in front of
and
Navarro.
As good as Romo was and still is, it was Casilla that bridged that to get to Romo eventually, but he saved 25 games for them last year.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. That one is low.
Sergio Romo ended up with 14 saves, but also Sergio Romo was a guy that took the ball and closed out the postseason and the World Series, striking out the Triple Crown winner. That's about it.
2 balls and 1 strike. What was it? The Tigers in the 4 games last year in the World Series. They were swept in 4 games. They scored a total of 6 runs in that World Series. I'm talking about getting shut down. 2-2 the count here on Luis Jimenez. He's had an 0 for 1 day with a walk and a run scored. And the next pitch from Casilla, that one is outside. Full count, 3-2.
Casilla, when he first came to the United States, had a different name. Also, the identity issues that had hampered the Dominican players. He was one of the victims and one of the guys that tried to use the system to his advantage. He used to be Jairo Garcia.
Yep. And on his 3-2, that one misses. And a leadoff walk, so the second time Jimenez has walked today. Navarro will be the batter. He and Navarro and Jimenez have gone all the way in this ball game, and this will be Navarro's 3rd time up. He struck out and he has flied out.
Navarro will be joining Team Mexico along with Adrian Gonzalez with the Dodgers and a few other players. The World Baseball Classic.
And he drives this one into center field, but there waiting is the center fielder, and that is out number 2. That is not Pagan out there anymore.
Here's your second baseman,
Not sure if that's Gary Brown. I think it might be out there in the center field. We'll see.
Terry, don't let it eat you up. It is spring training.
Yeah.
And sometimes things are not up to par yet.
Taylor Lindsay is the batter.
We will eventually find out.
But I can tell you for sure it's not Angel Pagan. There's a pitch that's in there for a called strike.
We're base running there by Jimenez. Well, his last name is Perez, so go off of that. Number 68.
Juan Perez out there in center field. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. One out, one on. The Angels have a base runner at second as Jimenez took the base. They weren't paying much attention to him. He's up there at second, and the pitch that's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
Taylor Lindsay, well known here in the Valley of the Sun, the Phoenix area. Outstanding young player. Has the ability with like a veteran player to just square the baseball. Nice and loose grip with that bat, and then as the ball's approaching, he'll firm it just enough to get a good handle and strike the baseball.
Here's the next pitch, and he slaps that one on the first base side, fielded by the first baseman, who's late getting to the bag, and Lindsay beats that out for a base hit.
Well, Santiago Casilla, more than anything, forgot about his responsibilities on the ground ball down the right side. But not to take away from the great hustle by Taylor Lindsay. That's your basic PFP work in spring training. Get over there. Become a fan.
Yeah, he really didn't have anyone to throw to because Casilla was late covering. So safe at first base is Lindsay, and the Angels have something going on here with one out. Runners at the corners, down 7-2 in the 7th. Toss over to first base. Lindsay is back. Witherspoon is the batter. This is his first time up today. Witherspoon batting out of Trout's spot. Mike was 1 for 2. Single. Bases loaded walk. Here's the next pitch. And that one is inside. Checking some action around the spring training circuits in Florida today in the Grapefruit League. The Orioles outlasted the Yankees 10-7. Astros beat the Blue Jays 10-1. Miami a winner. They beat Washington 5-1. As the count's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves 5-3 winners against the Tigers. Prince Fielder hit a home run, second this spring. Minnesota beat the Phillies 12-5. Ryan Doumit a home run for the Twins. Tampa Bay over Pittsburgh 8-2. And the Cardinals beat the Mets 12-4. The pitch lifted in the air in the left center field. That's going to drop in, and it'll split the outfielders a little bit. One run is going to score. Another comes in. Witherspoon at second. He has a double and 2 RBIs, and the Angels get a little bit closer now. It's 7-4 San Francisco.
Pretty good job of the young player taking advantage of it. And a pitch right over the heart of the plate, and you can see how ready he was in forcing Casilla into a strike, splitting the gaps and using the good speed. So it's good to see the young players contribute here later in the ballgame. But the Angels closer as the Angels still are looking for their first win this spring.
So Luke Carlin will bat. This is his first time up, and he swings and foul tips that one for strike 1. Carlin is wearing number 77, and you remember he used to wear that number for the Angels, Jose, not too long ago. Yep. That was Reggie Willett's number.
Reggie Willits, who got plenty of votes for the Rookie of the Year back in 2007.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. That one is low and outside.
And Reggie Willits decided to retire.
Where is he? Back in Oklahoma?
Back in Oklahoma.
1 ball, 1 strike. The count on number 77, Luke Carlin. We've seen him in a few games so far this spring. He's a veteran player. He's played a lot in the minors, and he fouls that one off on the right side. Carlin's still looking for his first hit this spring. He's gone 0 for 5, and he's in the hole here. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you talk about former Angels, Terry, about former Angel Kelvin Escobar in camp with the Milwaukee Brewers, and he is reunited with Brown Renicky.
Yeah. He had been out of the game for several years. And the Angels will see Milwaukee on Saturday. Maybe we'll see Escobar face the Halos. Angels will also play Milwaukee during the regular season in interleague play. The Angels will face the Brewers at Miller Park. Casillas 1-2 pitch outside.
And there's a visit to Miller Park that you and I will never forget. Angels at Miller Park, not facing the Brewers.
Right, against the Indians.
How about that?
Yeah, and you heard us correctly.
Yes, right.
Yep.
During the regular season.
That's right.
Angels, Indians.
In Milwaukee.
Yes.
That's right. A 3-game series.
Due to snow issues that plagued the nation earlier that season.
Here's a hot smash hit on 1 hop to first. It's fielded by Oropesa, the first baseman. He has time to beat Carlin to the bag for the unassisted out. And on the play, going over to third base is Witherspoon. And the ironic thing about that, Jose, the right move was made to get out of Cleveland. In fact, the Angels never even went there as the series was canceled in Cleveland, and Major League Baseball decided to play that series in Milwaukee. And when we got to Milwaukee, it was snowing just as bad there as it was in Cleveland, but they have the dome stadium to cover the retractable roof stadium, so we were able to play baseball there.
It was quite fun, and also they made it so attractive for the fans, obviously, because there's not going to be many Angels fans or Cleveland Indian fans.
Right.
Made one flat, $10 in?
I think it might have been $5, or the ticket price. Yeah, it was a flat fee, $5 or $10, any seat in the house for any of the 3 games.
It was memorable.
Yeah. It's a pitch that misses inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes on Tommy Field.
So memorable, a ball that Travis Hafner hit against Scott Shields that still has not landed.
That was in April of 2007 when the Angels and Indians squared off in Milwaukee. 3-0 is the count. Tommy Field is the batter. This is his first time up today. He's hitting out a Cole Calhoun spot. Field, a player trying to open up some eyes, bidding for a reserve infield spot with the Angels. And the 3-0 delivery. He takes that one, and it's ball 4, so he walks on 4 pitches. Cassilla's been a little shaky out here. Second batter that he's walked. Dave Righetti's going to go out and have a word with Alexi Casilla.
There's action over in the Giants bullpen as the pitches start to accumulate on Casilla here. A key piece in that bullpen.
He's making his second appearance this spring. He had a 1-2-3 inning the first time he worked. Well, we have a chance in the Cactus League today. The White Sox are up on the Rangers 4-3 in the 6th inning. Paul Konerko is homered for Chicago. Seattle leading Cleveland in the bottom of the 9th, 5-1. Figueroa with a pair of home runs for the Mariners. Dodgers up on the Cubs 10-7. That's in the 5th inning. The 9th inning, Rockies up on the Padres 4-3. In the 8th inning, Royals have a 3-2 lead against Milwaukee. 6th inning, A's leading San Diego 8-6. Here's the first pitch on Cowart, and he swings and lifts it in the air and hits it well in the left center field. They have a couple outfielders chasing, and a fine running catch by the center fielder out there, Juan Perez, to rob Cowart of extra bases. Boy, that was a heck of a play, and it saved a couple of runs as well. Fine running catch by that new center fielder. So the inning ends on that outstanding defensive play for the Giants. Angels get 2 in the inning, had 2 hits, 2 walks in the inning, no errors, and 2 runners left. 8th inning coming up at 7-4 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Matt Shoemaker will continue for the Angels. Shoemaker had a 1-2-3 inning for the Angels last inning, getting a strikeout. So he is set to go as we go to the 8th. The Angels have a new first baseman in the game, Roberto Lopez. And the first pitch is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Adrianza. He's batting from the left side against Shoemaker. This is his first time up. Here's the pitch on its way, and that one is in there for a called strike. Well, we mentioned that Roberto Lopez is in there at first base.
Sorry, what number is he?
Well, he's number 79, Jose.
Okay.
And Taylor Lindsay is playing second base as the pitch is lifted in the air into right field. Randall Grichuk goes back under, and he will put it away. And that retires Adrianza for the first out.
79, you're going to see that number a lot during spring training.
Right. So Taylor Lindsay, who's playing on the right side of the infield with Lopez, he wears number 79 as well. The right side of the infield, they both have the same numbers right now.
There you go. They have a pitcher wearing number 10.
Yeah. So
double up on that 7-9, Terry.
That's a popular number here today at Tempe Diablo Stadium, especially on the right side of that Angel infield. At the plate now is Ricky Oropesa. He's the first baseman for the Giants, and he takes the pitch for strike one. And the next delivery, he lifts one in the air into center field. Waiting for it to come down is Travis Witherspoon in medium center. He'll put it away. And that is the second out. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Hey, we got two. Designated hitter, Hector Sanchez.
Two quick outs.
Check him out, throw him out.
And Hector Sanchez is the batter. Here's the pitch. He takes that one outside. Sanchez has gone all the way as their DH. This is his fourth at bat today. And the pitch. He takes that one for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Lifted in the air down the left field side. Long run for Shuck. He's going to run out of room. It's back and out of play. Fans, now is the perfect time to reserve a suite rental for the upcoming 2013 season. Suites offer 12 to 36 guests the opportunity to enjoy the game in a private and luxurious atmosphere. Suite rentals also offer an all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverages. To reserve your suite, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites. 2-1. That's a good-looking breaking pitch in there for a strike.
You know, the best suite here in spring training is the berm out there. Fans absolutely love that out in the sun.
There's a swing and a miss at a 2-2. Sanchez is a strikeout victim for the first time today. And a couple of solid innings for Shoemaker, retiring 6 in a row. He sets them down 1-2-3 here in the 8th. The bottom of the 8th is coming up. Angels down by 3. It's 7-4 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Kids, the Junior Angels Kids Club, presented by Farrell's Ice Cream Parlors and Restaurants, is now accepting members for the upcoming 2013 season. Members receive an exclusive Mike Trout jersey, 2 ticket vouchers, a fast pass to Kids Run the Bases, and more. To sign up, visit angels.com/Junior Angels or stop by any of the Southern California Farrell's locations. First batter up is J.B. Shuck, who fouls the first pitch off against the reliever, Jose Majares. New pitcher for the Giants, the left-hander, and the count no balls and 1 strike. Casilla worked an inning. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs earned, walked 2, didn't strike out any. And the next pitch from Majares, that's right in there for a called strike. He's in front. It's 0-2.
Jose Majares exposed to the waiver wire last year. Surprisingly unclaimed by many ball clubs. But he came to the Giants and did a fine job for them.
He was with Kansas City at the beginning of the year and then joined the Giants. He played in 78 games, pitched in 78 games last year. And the next delivery, that one misses inside. 1-2 is the count.
He's always had the arm, and he always, another guy, Terry, who's had to battle weight issues throughout his career.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped in the air into left center field. Camping under is Perez, and he will put it away. That is out number 1. One away in the Angels' 8th. Randall Grichuk gets ready for his first at bat this afternoon. Majares, when he came over to the Giants last season in 27 games, had a 2.55 ERA, but he struggled last year in the postseason. He got into 6 postseason games for San Francisco and had a very high ERA. It was over 10 last year in the postseason.
Trying to change. It's like whatever got you there, just keep doing it.
Yeah. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch hit the opposite way and through the right side for a base hit. Randall Grichuk, former first-round pick of the Angels, has a 1-out single. And the batter will be Luis Jimenez, who's gone all the way as the DH. Grichuk getting his 2nd hit this spring. This 2 for 6.
Very nice all the way around. Lefty, keep that shoulder in there and let that ball tail away, and then as it tails away, you stay square as much as you can. Another player the Angels are very excited about at first base, who was picked ahead of Mike Trout in the draft.
There's a pitch that is high. 1-0 on Luis Jimenez. Here's the next delivery. That's ripped down the left field side. That ball is out by the wall. It's going to take a bounce and smack off the wall. Grichuk, the lead runner, will get the 3rd. At second base with a double is Jimenez, and the Angels have 2 in scoring position here with 1 out.
That's more about what I was telling you about Jimenez and all the chances he's getting this spring. It's time to go out there and take it away and make a good impression. A lot of times I've seen him, in my opinion, seen him just way too laid back and kind of waiting for things to happen. He's coming up playing the Ravens series, playing in the Dominican, and he's got a lot of fire, but I like to see that here. He's pretty good at bat.
So the batter now will be Roberto Lopez. And he goes after the first pitch and pops it up on the right side. The first baseman is camping under, and a step back on the outfield grass. Ricky Oropesa will make the grab on that one. And Lopez maybe a little over anxious right there to try and make something happen. An easy out. 2 are gone with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And now the Angels' other number 79 will get ready to bat, Taylor Lindsey.
Now, this is a pretty good test here for Taylor Lindsey, the established lefty veteran who comes into situations like this during the season against a young prospect. Let's see how it all goes.
And the pitch, that one is a pitch that misses for a ball. Lindsey already has a hit today since coming in, a single, and he scored a run.
If you want to see any idea in trying to get a pattern as to how you might be pitched to in the big leagues, In the situations, there's no better scenario to right now than Lindsey against the lefty Mijares.
A hit could mean a couple runs and get the Angels very close in this game. There's the pitch. It's low. 2-0 the count. It's 7-4 Giants. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. No action for San Francisco in their bullpen. We'll see what the Angels do when we get to the 9th inning. Shoemaker's already pitched a couple of innings. Here's a ground ball. Base hit on the right side. Through into right field. A run will score. Another being waved home. There's going to be a play at the plate. And safe at home is Jimenez as he scores from second as well. And now it's a 7-6 Giants lead. Kind of an awkward looking slide there by Jimenez, but he is safe at the plate, and Lindsey comes through with a big 2-out, 2-run hit.
We've talked about Taylor Lindsey and the ability he has to hit line drives and hit it through the infield. Here, once again, he shows it. So the aggressive base running, slide, an awkward slide. It's a safe. Boy, what a tumbler more than a slide that was.
Hey, whatever gets the job done. So here's Witherspoon with Lindsey on at first base. 2 outs the pitch, and that's in there for a called strike.
And then Mijares was hanging out in front of home plate. Terry, why are pitchers not backing up home plate? I mean, they work on this in spring training, and they got another responsibilities.
Yeah. There's a toss over to first base. Lindsey gets back.
In fact, I've seen the Angels during their workouts, even as the coaches are hitting gap to gaps or taking on an extended infield outfield, having pitchers run from the mound to back up the bases and be at the right spot.
Why not?
And during the season, the frustration sets in and you give up a hit, you put your head down. Before you know it, you become a second cutoff man for no reason.
Yep, you become an onlooker.
Yeah, and then the ball gets around and there's nobody back there, and there's an extra run. Extra bases.
Two strikes to count here on Witherspoon after fouling the pitch back. Mijares set, delivers, and that one he checks on the appeal. They say he was holding. Today's attendance here in Tempe, 4,042, 4042. Toss again over to first base, and diving back goes Lindsey. Boy, that catch that ended the Angels' 7th inning, last inning by Perez, that really looks big right now. Because that would have been 2 more runs on the board for the Angels. That was a heck of a running catch.
Mijares has a step-off move. You don't see that very often anymore.
And there's a 1-2 breaking ball that fools Witherspoon. He is down on strikes, and that will end the inning. The Angels get 2 runs in the inning, doing it with 3 hits. In the inning, no errors, and the Angels lead 1. So we head to the 9th. It's a 1-run ball game. Giants lead the Angels 7-6 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Kevin Johnson is the new pitcher for the Angels as we get ready to head to the 9th inning. A tight ball game now here in Tempe. 7-6, Giants on top. The Angels have never held a lead, but the Angels have had 2-run innings in 3 of the last 4 innings to get back in this ball game. One time the Angels were down 7-2. So we'll see how things play out in the 9th. The catcher will be the first batter for San Francisco, Andrew Susak, as we get the 9th underway. This will be his first at bat of the game. And Kevin Johnson is the new pitcher. He pitched at AA Arkansas and AAA Salt Lake last year. He had 18 saves in the Angels organization. 2-6 record, 3.69 ERA. He's a pitcher with a good sinker.
Use that sinker to your advantage here. But mainly, you've got to throw strikes and give the offense one more chance.
And the first pitch, that one is bounced foul right over by the dugout.
There it was. You saw that swing there. Power sinker inside. Yeah, nice job.
Johnson's pitched 1 scoreless inning so far this spring. He's ready, and here's the next pitch. Here's another sinker. It's low and outside on Andrew Susak. He spells his last name S-U-S-A-C. Andrew Susak. Here's the next delivery, and that is a called strike on the outside corner. Infield is playing it back, and the Angel outfield not very deep at all. Here's the 1-2, and that one is outside. So the count even, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Johnson's delivery. Drilled into center field. Witherspoon is going back. It's way over his head, and the ball rolls all the way out to the 420 sign in dead center. Stopping at second is Susak, and he has a leadoff double. He drilled that ball to straightaway center field. He couldn't hit one much straighter than that.
That is the toughest ball to judge for any outfielder. That line drive hit right at you. What do I do? And the first instinct we saw from Witherspoon was to freeze. And certainly because of the loudness of the bat and the flight path of the ball was not a low line drive. He did not have a chance to open up his body and start going back first. Toughest read, Terry, ever.
Yeah. Susak, who just got that double, former second-round pick of the Giants. In 2011, he played his college baseball at Oregon State. Pretty good prospect. Of course, at a position where there's a bit of a logjam right now in the Giants organization with Buster Posey. And there's a pitch that misses for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Juan Perez, who is batting for the first time. He replaced Pagan in center field. Kevin Johnson checks second. He delivers. Ball chopped on the third base side. A fair ball fielded by the bag. Howard's throw is just in time to hit Perez.
A little more impressive by the minute. That was a tough play. And many third basemen will chop it a little bit by either jumping to get the ball or not settling their feet. But when you trust your arm, you make plays like this. Terry and how not trust that arm.
Right. Coward didn't try to hurry that play
at all.
Yeah, very smooth at third base. And he keeps the runner over there at second. No advancement by Susak. So here's Tanaka at the plate. And here's the pitch on Tanaka. That one is low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Tanaka, since coming in, has struck out his only time up. A long career in Japan, coming over to the U.S. this season, trying to win a spot on the Giants roster. Here's a ball he hits on a high hop on the right side, fielded by the second baseman Lindsay, and his throw just nips Tanaka at first base. Boy, Taylor Lindsay with a nice play there. I didn't know if he was even going to have time to get the ball to first, but he did, and he gets the batter there.
Well, you help your cause as a second baseman by being as aggressive as possible on that play. You don't know where that hop is going to end up. And wherever it is, just have your hands and your feet ready to fire away. And he did a fine job getting rid of that baseball in that transition.
So Tanaka, who had a career .294 batting average in Japan, 13 years playing in Japan. Retired over there at first base. And now we'll see if Johnson can get out of the inning without any damage. Runner at third, 2 outs. Wilson Valdez batting. He bounces one over the mound. Out behind second. Diving spot by Lindsay, but the throw will take the first baseman Lopez off the bag. Lindsay made a terrific stop on that one and just couldn't get the throw to first base in time, and the Giants get a run on that one. That runner scores from third base. It's 8-6 San Francisco.
How much he could have done better than that.
Right fielder, Roger Kieschnick.
So Kieschnick will be the next batter.
Young players are getting dirty and making some plays. Gotta love it.
Buddy Boschers is up in the Angels bullpen, a left-hander. There's a toss over to first base. Back to the bag goes the base runner Valdez. Each team with 9 hits, but the Giants 2 more runs than the Angels. They lead at 8-6 here in the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. That one is in there for a called strike. Oh, 0-1 the count. Angels have Carlin, Field, and Cowart slated to bat when we get to the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Fly ball hit to center field. Going back on it is Witherspoon. He has a beat on it, and not too far from the rim of the track out there. He'll make the grab and center. That will end the inning. The Giants do get a run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. The bottom of the 9th is next in Tempe. It's 8-6 San Francisco on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Sergio Romo, the closer for the Giants, will take over as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Angels are trailing at 8-6. Mojares worked last inning. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs earned in walk, and he struck out a batter. And now Romo who was a star for the Giants, taking over as their closer last season, will take over here in the bottom of the ninth today. Right-hander ready on the first pitch. That one is low for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Luke Carlin. Carlin batting from the left side. Romo doesn't throw very hard. Sinker around 89 miles per hour. He'll throw a slider. He has a very good slider. And here's the next delivery. That one is outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Romo is already making his 3rd appearance this spring. A couple of scoreless innings so far for him. Here's the pitch. And that one is a strike on the outside corner. Romo was born in Brawley, California. And last season had a 4-2 record, 69 appearances, 14 saves, and 15 save opportunities. His ERA last year was 1.79. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one is cut on and missed. 2-2 the count. Romo's not a real big guy, 5'10", 183-pounder. And he resides here in the Valley, lives in Mesa. He's been with the Giants going back to the 2008 season. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back to the backstop. Staying alive is Carlin. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Romo last postseason just brilliant for the Giants. In 10 games last postseason, a 1-0 record, 0.84 ERA. And he's a guy you can count on being around the plate. He issued only 10 walks last year in 69 appearances. The 2-2 pitch. Chopped on the right side. The first baseman has it. He'll flip to Romo, who beats Carlin to the bag. And that'll be the first out. 3-1 on the ground out. Tommy Field will be the next batter. The Giants have brought some fans with them today, and they have stuck around. And as the game has gotten later and their lead is held up, the Giant fans have gotten louder.
Hey, Tommy.
Tommy Field is the batter. Jose is headed downstairs. He'll chat with Angels manager Mike Socia after the ball game. Here's the pitch. Field takes, and that is a called strike. 0-1 to count. Romo was the Giants player who started the trend of the Giants players sporting beards back in the 2010 season, as that one is ripped into left field. It drops in for a base hit. So Field is on, and the Angels will bring the tying run up. Now the throw back to the infield got away, and it ended up rolling in foul territory over on the first base side. And an error will be charged on Pregame for the throw. Roger Kieschnick, the right fielder, was the one who ended up retrieving that ball as he was coming in from right field to back up. So an error puts Field on over at second, and now the batter is Caleb Cowart for the Angels. He came in to replace Bill Hall, who left the game early today because of tightness in his right quad. The pitch. Cowart drives one down the right side, and that's going to be a fair ball and roll out to the wall. It'll easily score Field. Cowart goes to second. He stops there with an RBI double, and the Angels are within a run at 8-7 here in the bottom of the ninth. Cowart gets his second hit today, and that one drives in a run. So Romo's having a little bit of trouble, the Giant closer here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Next batter for the Angels will be J.B. Shuck. So the Angels have scored 5 runs here in the last 3 innings, but still trail by 1. A base hit here would likely tie the game up. Romo is set. 1 out. Runner at second. The pitch. He misses outside with that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Romo, pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher. Sinker, slider. And the next delivery. That one is cut on. A foul tip held by the catcher, Susak. 1 ball, 1 strike. Romo's a bit of an oddity in baseball these days. He is not a power closer. It seems like most of the closers are hard throwers. Guys that can strike people out. Romo has been a strikeout pitcher, though, but not because of velocity. And here's a little poke shot in the left center field. It's going to drop in for a hit. Cowart will be waved home. He'll score. Now caught off of first base, but no one is covering. Is Shuck, who just got that hit to tie up the ball game. We're tied at 8. The Angels have the potential winning run at first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. So the Angels against a guy who was outstanding last year for the Giants once he took over as their closer. He's given up 3 straight 1-out hits here. Angels have tied it up. Grichuk will be the batter. He's had a hit since coming in. Well, the Giants have won only 1 game this spring. The Angels haven't won any. And the Giants have had a couple of ties in their last 2 games. The Angels played to a tie here yesterday, and this one's tied up in the bottom of the 9th right now. 8-8 is the score. Romo getting ready to work. Here's the pitch. And that one is a pitch that is missed by Grichuk for strike 1. Shuck, who just tied the ball game up with that single. That had to feel good. That was his first hit this spring. Game-tying hit in the bottom of the 9th inning. 0-1 pitch. Checking is Grichuk, and that is in there. He's in the hole. It's 0-2. Romo giving him a slider, and he has a good one. Look at that scoreboard for the Angels. A lot of 2s on the board. Angels scored 2 in the 5th, 6th. There's the pitch that Grichuk holds up on, 1-2. Angels had 2 runs in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 2 have scored here in the 9th. Infield at double play depth. Romo ready, and the pitch. And that one is outside. 2-2 the count. It's funny because the Angels have been scoring runs against the better relievers for the Giants. Casilla gave up 2 runs in his inning. Mojares 2 runs in his 1 inning. Romo's already been touched for 2 runs here in the bottom of the 9th. Toss over to first base. Back to the bag goes Shuck. Luis Jimenez waiting on deck. He's already hit 4 times today. Again, a toss over to first, and Shuck dives back to the bag. Outfield is shallow. Romo paying a lot of attention to that Angel base runner at first base. Here's the next pitch. Chopped foul right into the Giants dugout over there on the third base side. So we'll do it again. The count holding 2-2. Dino Evil flashing the signs from the third base coaching box. The shadows have started to cover the batter's circle right now. The hitter Grichuk can kind of see his shadow right in front of him as he digs in the batter's box. Pitcher in bright sunshine. The 2-2 delivery. He reaches the one and bounces it softly on the left side. The shortstop's one play is first base in time. So Shuck, who represents the winning run, is now at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. And Luis Jimenez will be the batter, and we've just gotten an announcement that this is the last half inning of the game. So the Angels kind of in the same boat they were in yesterday here, trying to get the winning run in the bottom of the ninth. Otherwise, the game will end in a tie. And that game ended yesterday. The Angels left the winning run on at third base, had runners at second and third when the game ended on a strikeout by Scott Cousins. Here's the pitch, and Jimenez takes it in there for a called strike. Jimenez has had a nice day. 2 walks, a double. He's scored 3 runs. He's also stolen a base, and he's grounded out. So officially he's 1 for 2. But he's been on base a lot, and he's scored 3 of the Angel runs today. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Nasty slider right there. 0-2 the count on Jimenez. He's deep in the hole against Romo. Shuck has a good lead off second. Infield is back. Outfield is very shallow. 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. 8-8 the score of the pitch. And that slider missed outside. Jimenez thought about going after it, held up, and the pitch was a ball. The Giants have some more action in their bullpen. They have a right-hander warming up. Romo's made a lot of pitches here. He's facing his 6th batter in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the 1-2. And he takes one right down the heart of the plate. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. So that's the way it ended yesterday for the Angels. A strikeout ends the Angels' 9th inning, and the Angels, for the 2nd day in a row, play to a tie here in Tempe. Here in the bottom of the ninth, the Angels had 2 runs, 3 hits. There was an error, and the Angels leave 1 runner on base. So the Angels' record here in the Cactus League, the Angels now are 0-4-2. Let's go down to Jose Mota. He is standing by with Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Well, as Curran Dowling says hello, Mike, evaluate where your hitters are, especially the young hitters that you're given the opportunity here early in camp.
Well, right now, they're starting to get into maybe their, 8th, 9th, 10th at bat of the spring. Some of them, you're starting to see them get a little timing of the plate. And hopefully the guys who we expect to be in our club are starting to get that feel in the next 3-4 days. But we're excited about a lot of the young kids you're seeing on the field, guys like Coward and Lindsey, and those guys. They've got a chance to help us.
How excited, happy are you to see and insert number 27, Mike Trout, into that lineup, and knowing that this could be a full spring for him after being limited last spring?
It's funny about all the young kids on the field. He's still the youngest, and it's good to get him out there. He's moving well, had some great at bats, looked good in center. We'll just keep Mike progressing and hopefully get our whole lineup out there in the next couple days.
You have an update for us on Bill Hall and the quad injury?
He just felt a little bit of a strain. Billy's been looking really good in workouts and at the plate in games, and hopefully it's just something that'll keep him out in a couple days, not set him back too far.
The pitchers, can you evaluate some of the guys you saw and how guys are taking their stride, and some guys maybe not hitting stride yet here in camp?
Well, I think, we haven't really seen some of the guys that we know are going to impact us this year, Hosey, but a guy like Mirande just had a little trouble putting guys away early. We saw some of our kids come up and pitch well, and some guys that aren't quite hitting spots like they need to. All in all, we'll start to get some of our guys that are on our depth chart into games more as we get through this week, and hopefully they'll do a little better job on the mound.
Okay, Mike, it is spring training, but at which one do you start thinking, we have to get a win here?
No, we're trying to win every game, and it hasn't worked out. But I think it just goes to tell you how important it is to control the game on the mound and that defensive side. And some of our kids have a little trouble doing that in this first week.
Mike, thank you very much as always.
All right, Jose, thank you.
Terry, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks, Jose. The Angels and the Giants play to an 8-8 tie this afternoon here in Tempe. I want to remind you, for those of you watching on the television side, Jose and Michael Ease will have a lot more post-game analysis, and on the radio side, we'll have more from Tempe as well. Again, the final score today, the Angels 8, the Giants 8. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.